Yo, yo, yo.
Hello, my brother.
I'm alive and well here. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out how my earpod thing is not connecting for some reason. I don't know why.
It'll always be something.
Let me try that again. Hello. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
okay.
There you are.
There we are. I can hear it now. What is going on, my friend?
The usual.
Yes. I got to try to turn you up here a little bit too. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I had my laptop silenced a little bit earlier.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh no, just watching the Seattle and Detroit games finally start, and they were in a rain delay.
Oh, gotcha.
I want to see that Yankees game now, because I honestly at this point I don't see the Phillies doing shit. So, as a matter of fact, tomorrow I wish they just ripped the fucking Band-Aid off and lose, so we don't have to fucking sweat no more. Because that last game was fucking embarrassing, man. That was excuse my language. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, that was tough.
And then people like Castellanos coming out, talking the crap he's talking about, basically blaming the fans for the loss. I'm like, oh, dude, wrong move, bro. Wrong move, man. Not in Philadelphia. So.
No, absolutely not. It was that was a tough one. That was a real tough one, man.
Yeah, it's just a bad week in sports. The Eagles got to pick it up on Thursday and see what happens. So maybe we can get back into it in the Philadelphia sports scene. But right now, it's just a depressing, lump of garbage at this point.
Yes, great.
I think I honestly, when he called for that bunt, I think that threw the game right in the trash for us. So I think that was a horrible call. I don't even understand it still, but I don't know. Again, I don't get paid millions of dollars to coach baseball for a reason, I guess, because we'd probably be winning if I was coaching. So we wouldn't want that, would we? We wouldn't want a winning team in Philadelphia.
God forbid.
I mean, I think about it sometimes. I mean, what's it take to manage a baseball team nowadays? I mean, in all honesty, besides putting the lineup together, which again, our lineup sucks. I have said it to you for months now. I think the top three, and I think it's fucking stupid. I think it's the worst lineup in baseball. You got some of the best, and all the people complain is the top three guys aren't. Yeah, because they're they're not in the right spots in the lineup, man.
Yeah,
we've said this for how long now?
I think they have something to do with that, though. That's it's not like we have the most. I don't know what word I want to use for it. Robust players that.
They're still getting paid to play a game, not to call a game. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, at the most, what's the manager going to do? Most of the pitchers call their own pitches now. You know what I mean? Between them and the catcher, they're not calling pitch. They're not doing anything really.
Yep.
I mean, they sit there and keep scoring in the box most of the time, and every once in a while go, all right, this pitcher needs to go. Let's bring another one in.
You got to go out and yell at somebody every now and then. Hold on, kick me out. Don't kick him out.
When have you ever seen a game go to shit when the manager gets thrown out? Never. As a matter of fact, sometimes they win more. So. I mean, to be honest with you.
I got thrown out. We should play better.
Exactly. Anyway, welcome everyone to the Live at the Landis. As you can tell, we are bitter Phillies fans. We love our teams. The Eagles had to lose, and the good thing is, they're not. There's no other winning team in football right now.
I'd still rather be 4-1 than 2-3 right now. So
exactly, and then we go up against the Giants. If we don't whale these Giants to the ground, then we're in trouble.
I have one worry about that, and that it is Saquon apparently hurt his knee in this last game.
No, come on. Doing what? He doesn't even run anymore.
And now we're going up to New York, the famous MetLife turf. I think somebody should just happen to be sick that day. I think we can beat him without him, and I don't need him running on any turf. I'm good.
No, that's true, but it's just a sad, like I said, it's just a sad state of affairs. I think the Phillies have brought everybody down because again, it wasn't even the fact that they lost; it's the fact that even after the game, commentators were arguing with each other, on the post game shows. I mean, then you had players now blaming the fans because, the fans are great, but when you're losing, it's, what do you expect? What do you want them to go? Oh, yay, we're losing. This is great.
To watch you guys suck.
Look, Marge, they're not hitting for shit, and they get paid hundreds of millions of dollars. Look at them. They're so amazing.
They're just
ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. Like I said, I don't know. I guess I start pushing for my much as I hate New York anymore, it's become a communist scumbag hole. I still root for my Yankees, I guess. So, at least they're playing a little. We'll see what happens. We'll see. But anyway, let's get out of sports. That's for another podcast. Get into music, baby. That's why we're here, man. I had some good music this week. And again, we got a little I guess you could say screwed the pooch by the Phillies game on Saturday because a lot of people were out watching the game and such, and it was a big thing. I heard even down at the like Yes was playing in Atlantic City, and apparently they didn't even pull. So I mean, look, it is what it is. It's a big sports town, and you get what you get, and it's unfortunate. But we had the people that came out Saturday had a great time, and then Friday was a great night, man. We had a nice house, nice show, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you pulled out of that.
I think I pulled probably all the ones that you would expect.
No.
This one.
Well, let's go from I guess who was up first? It was that
was our Kansas and Sticks show.
But it was the Sticks that was up first, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I grabbed 3 as a whole because it was basically the same band for all of them.
Yeah.
So we'll start off. I got a little stick stuff. Yeah, they normally do that show where they play like 4 songs of one and 4 songs of the other, and then take a break and then come back, do like another 4 or 5, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But they had that violin player they weren't sure was going to make it by showtime or not. So
yes,
they had like a whole
they switched it up. Yeah.
Emergency plan in place, and then she showed up like 5 o'clock. So it all worked out pretty great.
And she killed it. They said said that she was somebody who hasn't played with the band in a long time, and she came back because their other violin player had a family emergency. And the girl, I saw her backstage, and she was nervous as hell, but she killed it. She absolutely came in, and she did one hell of a job, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, you would not know that she had not played with them in a long time because
no, not at all.
She had it down pretty pat. So we'll start off with little Sticks without her, I guess, and go on to I pulled 2 from the Kansas to get the violin.
Yeah, Kansas was great.
Yes,
but you can't do Kansas without a violin. I mean, you just can't do it. I mean, it's like so.
Absolutely. And
why is there?
What's always missing?
Is there?
You can click that for tickets.
The duck?
That's a QR code now. For some reason, you can't change the logo inside of it, but you can take your phone and scan that for tickets.
You can scan the duck for tickets.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. Yeah, I'm hoping that one day they let me change the logo inside of that.
Yes.
But for right now, that takes you to our upcoming events page.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Nice.
It's another new feature.
You can't put that on there anywhere, can you? That says what it is for people that don't know.
No, I think we just have to tell people.
Right now, I would think I'm clicking on it something to do with a duck.
Only you.
Oh man,
they have to listen and find out what it is.
Is that what he got headphones on? Is that what the duck has? I can't tell.
Yeah, that's the StreamYard logo, I think.
It's the StreamYard duck. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
But
so you can get tickets there. All right, that's kind of cool though.
Yeah,
I like that.
Scan that with your phone at any time. I figured there's other ones we pop up. I think you can still click it on a phone.
Oh, can
you hold it down? I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Well, I know
you can hold it down, like when we showed the other ones.
Yeah, the new Apple update has so many crazy things in it now. It's pretty cool. Like the new ISO for Apples. If you have an iPhone, I mean, you definitely got a good phone now.
Yeah,
this new update's ridiculous. So,
yes.
All right, what you got?
We'll get started off with a little Mr. Roboto from your Sticks set. Here we go.
I've been hiding under my skin. My heart is human, my blood is boiling, my brain IBM. So if you see me acting strangely, don't be surprised. Just a man who needed someone, somewhere to hide, to keep me alive. Keep me alive.
Nice.
Keep me alive.
I love the robots, man. I love the robots.
Hell yes, that's a good one.
You know what? I don't know if you've ever listened to that album. It's not a bad album. It's definitely not Styx' best album in no way, shape, or form. But that's just one of those songs. It's just, I don't know. It's an addictive song. You got to love Mr. Roboto. It's a good song,
dude. And we got to hear it on the first tour they've played it, in a very long time. So
Oh,
it was
true,
a
true,
cool thing.
true. That's a shame. Yeah, I wish we could have put the robots up for sticks when they were actually here. That would have been cool.
Yeah, right. I think they would have had a great time with it.
Yeah,
Having seen them
they'd been like everybody else. Can you sell that to us?
Yeah. And then we transition over to the Kansas end of things, and I've got a
Oh
little
no!
dust
Now
in
we're
the wind.
transitioning.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Dust in
great.
the wind and a little wayward sun. Whichever one you would like to go with first.
Oh, definitely Wayward Son. Save that dust in the wind for that.
All right, here we go.
Carry on my wayward son. He's when you are good. When you're weary and too don't you cry no more. No!
Hey, that was a cool light show for that one. I didn't even realize how good that looked.
Hell
That looked
yeah.
really cool. That looked
I don't
cool.
know what you have in the corner of these camera shots there. There's something that's getting in the way. When you zoom out, it like takes up the whole right side of the. I don't know. You have something like sitting on your desk on that shelf. And
What?
it's wide enough.
How
to
could
get-
I? It's on the shelf, though.
I don't know. There's something there though.
What? Can you see it? Let point.
Yeah.
Wait. Show me in this one.
The next one. Look on the right hand side, and you'll just see like a black curve. And on any of the ones where it's really zoomed out, you can actually see like whatever the hell it is. I don't know. You got like a Funko Pop over there or something?
No, you know what it might be? It might be the actual holder that holds the phone up.
It might
I'll bet
be.
you that's what it is. Yeah.
It might be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
I'll have to
go with
reposition it.
go with a little dust in the wind, and then you can
It's
take a
either
look
that or
for yourself.
Rory's head.
Yeah. But here we go. A little dust in the wind.
Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind.
Yeah, that's one of those songs, when we were talking with the band, we were talking about that, how the violin and the actual piano at times during songs like that are almost, you sometimes listen to the record, you can't tell which one's which.
Mhm.
And again, without the violin, that you just can't do Kansas at all. So,
No.
but that was good. And another one looked good, man. That was a good looking show.
Hell yes, it was. Hell
Came
yes.
out nice.
Yes.
And then, of course, Saturday, man, we had our boys from Railback. So,
Yes. What a great show.
yeah, and like I said, man, I just love Lloyd, and I'm like, the whole band's great, but Lloyd really, he's one of those people that delivers the music of the person that they're, you have a lot of these tribute acts that come out and they do a good job, but Lloyd really gives you Peter Gabriel, and Peter Gabriel's tough, man. He's not like, just some rock singer screaming. I mean, the guy's, he's not only melodic in his ways of singing, but he also, he has, he has a way of telling a story that, only Peter Gabriel can do.
Yes.
In the way he, literally his pronunciation of words and stuff. Like, it's crazy. It's weird. Peter Gabriel's just a different type of singer, and I would call him a performer outright. And if you've ever seen him in concert, you would know that. I mean, some of the stuff he does. Like, I remember on that one tour where he was doing, digging in the dirt, and it was just this, literally a camera on his face, and it was all, you were surrounded by it, like a close up of his face, like extremely close up. And it was kind of cool though, because he's got a way of performing, and Michael, Lloyd gives you that, and Lloyd gives it to you in a really good way. So,
oh yes.
I was curious what you pulled.
I grabbed some a little bit. I had to include a Genesis song in this. I had to, but I went with a later Genesis song since we've covered pretty much all of the early Genesis songs that they've done at some point on this podcast. This is one I think they might have done last time for the first time, but if not, it was this time. We'll get started with that. A little Carpet Crawlers.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yeah, you know, that's one of those. It's funny because Carpet Crawlers. It's one of those Genesis songs that you could take that and put that into Peter Gabriel's solo career and not really tell there's a big difference. You know what I mean?
100%,
Because it's definitely something he would have done in his later years, and it sounds like some of his stuff that he had done, you know, a couple albums into his years, which is kind of cool because you really could. You could totally take that out of the Genesis catalog and throw it into his a solo catalog, and you would never know.
Speaking of solo things, did you see what got released earlier last week for the first time in 50 years?
Taylor Swift's new record?
No.
Oh.
Just after that, not to definitely not to try to upstage the girl. Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks' first original album, Buckingham Nicks. They actually released it like on streaming software, and it's never been really anywhere. It was only available for like
now. Did they make that when they were married or after?
It was before they joined Fleetwood Mac. So yeah, and it's actually crazy to listen to. Like I've heard a couple songs off of it before, but listening to the whole thing, like you can really tell how they changed that band when they came into it. Like it's
amazing, without a doubt. I mean,
know?
they were amazing, and it's just one of those. And then you got Rumors, which is their divorce album. You know, so it's like that's crazy.
But
Walt said that was recorded at Sound City.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hell
I'd like to hear it. What'd you say? It's on Apple Music,
everything like that.
I'll have to check it out.
It's the first time it's been released in 50 years. So I guess they released it, when it came out, obviously on their own.
I was going to say, I remember seeing a record of that. I remember seeing the record album cover.
But it barely sold. They didn't have it out for too long, and then basically Fleetwood Mac came along, and they were like, let's just get rid of this one. But there's some really good songs on there. Really good songs.
No, I'll have to check that out.
But it's crazy to hear how that's molded right into Fleetwood Mac that everyone knows.
The good thing about Walt is Walt can send you some like funky computer stuff, and you can watch like some live video of it being probably recorded.
He's got the board masters from there. From
he's got somehow, man, he can get anything. It's amazing.
Straight into the mainframe.
Mm-hmm. He is Tron. He is
who was that came on
the master control program?
Was that Mutt that had like all the shit behind him?
Oh God,
he was just in the
yes.
He was in the cloud, physically in the cloud that day.
He was in a cloud, all right.
But then we move on to some solo Gabriel stuff because that's what the show is about, and they delivered on it, man. They delivered. I did not grab Biko this time.
It looked great this time.
But I know that at least one of these two songs you love. One of them I really love. And we'll start with that. And that is Come Talk to Me. The song that they opened the night with. I fucking love this song.
Well, that's what he opened that tour with, that song.
Yeah, it's just such a good
I don't know if you've ever somewhere I have it on videotape somewhere. I used to have it, but that tour opens up with just this long runway, black stage, nobody's there. And this phone booth just comes up out of the middle at the end of the runway. It's a big circle, and this phone booth just comes up. And then he uses it as the microphone, and he literally walks the entire runway with like singing into the phone, and then it pulls him back into the phone booth. It's really cool. It's again, he's such a theatrical person. It's amazing.
Yes, absolutely. But we'll get started with that. Here we go.
I do love that song, man.
It
was such a good tour. It was such a good tour. Really good tour. Walt's over here educating us, man. So,
Hell yes.
well, I
will
think
have
I swear I watched that Sound City documentary. I just probably don't remember. I don't remember what I ate for breakfast, so that's probably about that.
There you go.
I have to watch a documentary like 3 or 4 times, and then be like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then I got a little one of my favorite, top 2 Peter Gabriel songs. Little Red Rain.
Yeah, Red Rain's another good one.
Hell yes. Love this song. Here we go.
Nice. Yeah, they do a great job. He really is. I mean, Lloyd is one of those quintessential guys out there in that tribute band world that's really delivering, what they're selling without a doubt. So I'm excited. I'm excited for those guys and maybe getting them back in their, a better time. And when the Phillies aren't around or the Eagles aren't going in the postseason, it's always something, man. It kills us every time. Walt's over there. Walt, you got to stay on, man. Maybe we get through these interviews tonight. We'll bring you on at the end. So we talked some Lindsey Buckingham. I got to know more about this album now. So,
yes,
we got a couple great shows lined up. We got another Stone Temple Pilots, man.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a sick fuck for Stone Temple Pilots. So I love STP, and I'm excited to see this band because we've had several STP bands, and this one I watched some videos and I thought they were really good. So I'm hoping that translates to the stage and everything because I think this might be the better of one of the better ones we've ever had. So I'm looking forward to that. And Paradise City, I'm not sure about them yet. I really haven't seen anything from them. And they're just an opener anyway. But it's really to me, it's about STP because that's one of those. It's just one of those bands, man. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. I love that band. And then of course we got an 80's, just straight up fucking 80's tribute. Why not? You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, these guys came on, they do all those 80's hits. Everybody loves them. That music's making a comeback like there's no tomorrow. Mm-hmm. People love the 80's. It's I grew up in the 80's. I went through high school, in 1980, was my freshman year. So, I started going through high school in the 80's, went in the military in the 80's, so it was like that music was the best, man. And there's like just so many good hits. There's so much music. This is a band that could probably do 2 or 3 shows in a weekend and not play the same song,
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes.
Michael, thank you. Mike's on real quick.
Yes.
Absolutely, man. Mike, you guys are phenomenal, dude. Love your band. Love you guys. You're just such good people. Such a great show. Every time you come out, you deliver like there's no tomorrow. It really was. That was such a great show, man. It was visually, musically, and just so well. I don't know. I love these guys. I really do, man.
Yeah, I'm going to pull a couple songs from that and send them to you, Mike, just so you have them.
Yeah, it's also on our YouTube
Good
channel, Mike. It's up there if you want to watch. You want to skim through it, so it's awesome. But yeah, so I don't know. Who do you have on first? You got the STP guys? You got the M-80 guys?
Yep. I always go in order, brother.
Oh, nice. I'm excited, man. Like I said, I just, I don't know. I just. There's something about Stone Temple Pilots that, every album was just a great album. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I can't even explain it. It's just like their music has like this. It's great to work out to. It's great to listen to. It's great. It's just I love everything about the band.
Do a lot of things to STP.
Yeah, exactly. And all I've ever wanted was that one really good STP band, to get on the stage and really deliver. And I think this might be the band, man, to be honest with you. Like I said, I watched some videos and they're pretty fucking good. So
hell yeah. Well, I got a little promo, and then it looks like we've got Craig in the background here.
Oh, nice.
We'll bring him on. Here we go.
Crash, crash, crash. When
Where you going with a mask? How's it go, Craig? You got your microphone off, my friend. It's there. You go. You there?
Oh, give it 1 second. It'll probably take a second here.
We're still waiting to hear your voice come through.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go, brother. I can hear you.
All right, cool.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Tell me. Are you the lead singer for the group?
I am the fake Scott Weiland
Yes, man.
of
Well,
Unglued.
dude,
Yeah.
dude, Scott Weiland's tough, man. He's one of those guys. It's tough to portray, but you already have the look that I like better. You know what I mean, we've had
Yeah.
one guy looks like a fucking accountant up there. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't work. And then the next guy was like over
Yeah.
the top. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I watched some of your videos. I really liked what I heard. And like I said, we're huge fans of STP. You know, I've seen them a couple times.
Yeah.
I saw them when they went out with the Velvet Revolver. You know, that was a great show that I loved.
I'm
And
a big Velvet Revolver fan.
Oh, dude, I love them, man. Did you get to see them when? Did you get to see them back when they came into Philly? Oh man,
I never got to see Velvet Revolver.
I tell everybody I got to see them in a. It's just. I'm going to tell you a story again, Steve. I know you hate it, but I got to see them in the Spectrum, and I was sitting like front row on the side, like not down on the front, but on the side of the thing. And the guy sitting next to me, has this Canadian accent, and his wife is there, and me and my girlfriend are sitting there. And all these guys behind me are smoking weed, and we're just having a good time. I start talking to the guy. Ends up he's the goalie for the Philadelphia Flyers, right? We start hitting it off. He had Slash on the side of his helmet at the time. It was a Hextall, and he had this, on his Flyers helmet with Slash on his helmet. So he was there to see Slash, right?
Nice.
And we just get to talking, and we're just bullshitting, going back and forth. And there's this big kabuki curtain just hanging at the front of the stage. And then you hear a guitar, and you could hear the megaphone noise. You knew exactly what it was when you heard it. The kabuki curtain fell, and the back wall just lit up with neon, and it said "rock and fucking roll," and that was the end of it. We're like, this is going to be a good show. If that is the backdrop to the show, this is going to be a great show, man. So, and it was, man. It was, dude. Velvet Revolver. That was probably one of my favorite shows at the Spectrum, and I saw a lot of shows at the Spectrum.
That's awesome. It hasn't come to fruition yet, but I'm still like kind of in the process of doing a Velvet Revolver tribute also.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, it's been in the planning stages for a while because I've been doing STP for a long time. But I have an original band as well, and my guitar player in my original band is also a huge Slash, Velvet Revolver, Guns N' Roses fan. And so we've been talking about it for years, and some of the Unglued guys, and so it's got to happen at some point, even if we only do like 1 or 2 shows a year. I just feel like those 2 records, the songs were so good, and people want to hear them. And you can't.
Dude, you got to play. You got somebody you can talk to about putting that first show on. So,
all right,
do it. Dude, I would love it, man. I would love it. Like I said, it was probably one of my favorite shows. And and again, Scott Weiland's one of those people, man. He has this like wild stage presence, but he's also got these vocals, and that was another. It was another time. It was right around that grunge era of music.
Such a unique singer, such a unique voice. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. He came out, you figure you had Alice in Chains, you had Soundgarden, you had all these bands really hitting hard at that time. Yeah. But Scott Weiland's voice was just that it was just different.
It's like his own thing. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was funny because I remember, so I was in high school when Core came out, and I was a big, our age group, I was a big, 80s metal guy, and thrash and hair metal and all that stuff. I wasn't really big into the Seattle stuff that was coming out at that time. I got into it later, but I wasn't really into a lot of it. Even Alice in Chains, I liked Alice in Chains, but I didn't love Alice in Chains. But for some reason, when I heard Core, and I think Scott, maybe it was like the producer or the label. They had him do the whole "Yarr" thing that was trendy to do for singers at the time. So I think he did a lot of that on that first record because the label probably told him to. But
Yeah.
he still like had his own thing going on, and every record after that, he found his voice just a little bit more. And
Yeah.
he really separated himself from everybody else in that pack. And as much as I love, I'm a songwriter. I play original music. I've recorded original music my whole life. But I love singing STP. It's just I love those songs. I love that music. I love portraying Scott on stage because I don't feel like I when you're talking about other STP tributes, and this guy wore this and this guy wore that, I see a lot of bands where some of the guys they just try too hard, you know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you
Yes.
see that a
Yes.
lot with like
Yep.
the
Yep.
80s bands where the guys come out with the wigs and all that stuff. And that stuff has its place for sure. I love that. I'm friends with a lot of those bands and I love that stuff too. It's great, it's fun. But with the STP stuff, I don't feel like you really need to do that, because I've seen the guys that wear. I'm really picky about this. Like I see the guy will come out with like the velvet. Scott had his Velvet Revolver wardrobe, and then he had his like STP wardrobe.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
guy, and I'm guy. That he didn't wear that with STP. He wore that on the Velvet Revolver tour. I'm that guy. And if you watch our videos, I don't get too crazy with the wardrobe. I've gone on like I'll do like a 3-piece suit, or something crazy. But to me, it's not about the wigs or the costume. I do it, of course. I'm portraying it, so I do it a little bit. But to me, it's just more about the show and the singing. Can you sound like him? Can you be authentic to the songs? Because if you don't sound like Scott,
Yeah. That's what
you
people
know,
want, though. That's what the audience wants. They want the
yeah,
authenticity of the music first. And
yeah,
I mean, look, I watched your videos. I think it sounds great. I know we're a little
thank you.
different than most places you're going to play. We have and a couple guys are on right now. Literally played this weekend. They've played here 4 or 5 times. You got
I played.
you
I
you
played
go.
there. Um, I was there with the U2 show with 2U a few months back.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, they were
It
great.
was
They were a great
around
band.
this. I also play Bono in a
Oh,
in the
okay.
U2 band.
Oh, well, dude,
I
that's a great band, man.
Yeah. I was there. I think we may have crossed paths that day. I don't know
We
if
may
you
have.
if you were
We may.
there on
Well, I'm
on
the
stage
owner,
with
so
us.
you probably did. I
Yeah.
probably wrote your check.
It was brief. I was there with the U2 guys, Joe and Sam
Okay.
and Scott.
Yeah.
It was my first time ever at that theater. I've heard about the Landis Theater, and that was my first time playing there, and I was really happy to finally
Well,
play there, and I really love the place.
it's only
And
gotten better.
I'm really happy to be coming back with Unglued too. We've been talking about bringing Unglued there for a long time, so I'm glad we were
Dude,
finally able
I'm
to do it.
excited. Dude. Like I said, man, because the thing you got is we've since you've been there, we've redone the entire sound system.
Oh
So the
wow,
sound
okay,
system's better now than it ever was, and it was good before,
that's
but
awesome.
it's
Yeah,
almost impeccable now. And then of course we redid all the walls and stuff, and then more new lights and things. It's ridiculous.
awesome.
We've thrown
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot of more
excited.
money into it. Well, that's what we
Yeah,
want. We want bands like you to come in and be able to put on one hell of a performance.
yeah,
So when people want to see Unglued, they're like, look, no offense, I don't want to go see you over there. I'm going to wait till they come back to the Landis
yeah,
because that's a show worth seeing because you're
yeah,
going to get them at their top. That's what I'm saying. You want to bring Velvet Revolver? Let's talk.
yeah.
Maybe we do a weekend. We do a Velvet Revolver and oh shit, what did they call it when what was it? Oh fuck, the band when Soundgarden and Pearl Jam got together. What the hell they call that album?
Was it
Temple of the Dog.
Yeah, to Temple of the Dog. So
Temple of the Dog? Yeah,
we get
yeah.
somebody to do Temple of the Dog, get you to dude, that would be a kind of
That'd
a
be
cool
cool.
mix of a night, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that would be
And I
cool.
know a couple guys that could probably throw that Temple of the Dog album right together.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. That sounds like
yep.
that sounds like a good time.
But that would be a fun grunge night where everybody's like, well, here's where some of my favorite artists kind of would often worked with each other.
The two
Yeah.
And
super groups.
yeah, exactly. Just
Yeah.
major super groups. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to talk about that because I think I would
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, like I said, it's been in the back of our brain. We did like we had one rehearsal a few years back, but it was just uh some of the people. One guy like moved. I think it was like the drummer had moved, and uh the the rhythm guitar player that we had playing the Dave Kirshner parts were something happened with him. I can't remember what it was, but for one reason or another, it got close, and then it kind of. But we still talk about it. And I'm in the studio with my original band, almost every week, and me and the guitar player, we still talk like, man, we still got to do that Velvet Revolver thing.
I
Yeah,
think
we
you should
still
do
gotta
it,
do
man. Let's just say I'm booking the first 3 months of January right now. So
Okay. Well, I'll get I'll talk to him this week and see what we can do. See if we can work on that.
But you know what's funny? It's well, let's go back to STP because you got to remember STP had like this like they got passionate fans, number one.
Yeah.
But they had like this. I'm trying to remember. I written it down. And I can't remember where I wrote it here because it's like I don't know. I wrote it down, but I can't find it. It's like they had a very turbulent history. Let's just put it that way. I mean, put it in spec. But what are those like? How long have you guys been playing? Let me ask that first because that'll give me an idea how to ask the question.
Unglued has been around, I think, about almost 10 years. We've been doing this.
I thought you've been around for a
Almost
little
10
while, and that's
Yeah.
why I thought about the question because you've reached a lot of fans. You played STP to a lot of people now.
Yeah.
What is the reaction you get from the crowd? Again, because you're trying to carry on this music from a band again who like you said, again, I'd say turbulent history. But and Scott Weiland was just dude. He was just one of those guys. He was gone too soon type of guy. Yeah. And it's like how do you keep bringing that and how do the fans react to it?
You know what? I can say we have some of the best crowds ever. We play, we try to branch out, and we're trying, especially now we're moving out. We've been doing Long Island for so many years. We played 89 North in the warehouse over here.
Mm-hmm.
We've been on Long Island for a really long time, and we have done other things. We've gone upstate, we've gone to Connecticut, but we're now just starting to kind of branch out a little bit more. We're like, you know what? We really need to go out to. We played Dingbats for the first time ever last weekend, and I love Dingbats. It's one of my favorite places. I play there a lot with my original band, and I had been trying to get Unglued there for a really long time. And we finally got in there, and like I said, they know me already from my original band, but they didn't know that, they didn't know what Unglued does, and we played there, and the room was packed. It was just, and what was great, man, when I ask people to sing along, they sing along, and they know every word, every single word. Especially like during Plush or Interstate or tripping on a hole in a paper heart. And it's always a good time. We have some of the best, most loyal people. Every show we play, especially on Long Island, I mean, we have people that'll come see us all the time. At the end of it, I meet new people all the time, and it's always like, oh, hey, I'm, whatever, it's nice to finally meet you, but we've seen you like 10 times. And I'm like, really? That's amazing. I've never met you before. And
that's cool.
The Dingbat show was really, really interesting because there was a lot of younger people there. It was a younger crowd, a lot of like kids, late teens to 20s,
But you got to remember, to these kids now, the ones that are exactly late teens and 20s, grunge, the grunge music is their classic rock.
It's their classic rock, exactly.
Yeah, they don't, and there's nobody like we said something about Taylor Swift and that garbage that comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nothing for them to listen to anymore. There's just no good rock bands. So like when I was coming through the 80s, I listened to 80s music, but I was, really I had older brothers, so I was listening to, Led Zeppelin and the Stones, the early Stones. I was listening to the Who. I was listening to classic rock music.
Yeah.
And that's what the kids are doing now, but their classic rock is grunge. Yeah. So we had a Nirvana show, dude, and I couldn't believe how many young people came out to a Nirvana show.
Oh yeah, it's crazy, and they know all the like Smells Like Teen
Yep.
Spirit to them is like our Stairway to Heaven.
Oh,
You
without a
know,
doubt. Without a
it's
doubt. Yep. Yep.
crazy. Or even I did a show some years ago with wasn't Unglued, but it was this same guitar player. We had another cover band, and we did a lot of the grunge stuff. And we did a show at a high school. We're really good friends with the music director of the music department of Bayside High School in Queens, and he had us come do a show for the kids in the high school. And we played Sweet Child of Mine, and we
Oh,
played
yeah.
Smells Like Teen Spirit, and lit up. The
Yep.
audience lit up. We actually played some Zeppelin and didn't quite get the same response, which I was surprised at. But looking back, it makes sense. I mean, when I was a kid, I grew up on all that. From MTV and the stuff that was around as a kid. But I also had older, relatives that were into, Zeppelin and Sabbath and this and that. And my dad was actually like a doo-wop singer.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Nice.
so I grew up listening to the golden oldies, man. Randy and the Rainbows and the Jive Five and the Cadillacs. So I go even further back. I go back to the 50s, from
That's
from my
awesome. Well, now
childhood.
you have something to do when you get older. When you get in your
Yeah,
60s and 70s, you can do some
yeah,
doo-wop music,
yeah.
man.
It could happen.
Yeah, bring it back, baby. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys do you do any? Because another like I feel like another thing with STP is like some of the we call them deeper cuts.
Mhm.
People really know like Big Empty and Sour Girl,
Yeah.
songs like that. Do you
We do
guys
Big
play any of those?
Empty. We
Yep.
do Big Empty fairly often. Um, we don't do it at every show, but so we have, the hits. There's the hits you have to
Yeah.
play. You have to play
Yep.
Wicked Garden. You have to play Plush and Down and, stuff like that. But every show we rotate like the deeper cuts, we'll do Loungefly. We throw Loungefly in every
Yeah,
now
it's
and
another
then.
deep cut. Yep.
And people love it. And we don't do it at every show, but we'll do it once every few shows. Big Empty. We do. Oh
See,
God,
I love
there's
Sour
so
Girl is one of
many.
my. I love that song so much, and nobody ever plays it. I'm like, that's
You know what?
such a great song, man.
We have done Sour Girl, and I will tell you, Sour Girl's a little difficult just because
Yes.
it's hard to recreate that sound exactly at a big rock show. There's that do 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 do
Hey,
do that and
yep.
I have to do it in the mic, and it's like you can do it and do it well, but it doesn't really land too well all the time.
Yeah.
Usually, if we do that or like Creep.
Yep.
That's when people are there to see a rock show. When you do those songs, a lot of times that's when people take their bathroom breaks or they go to the bar.
Well, that's
Um,
good. Do a couple of those so we can get them to
yeah.
the bar.
So, you know, but we just did we did an unplugged show over the summer. It was like our first time. We've been talking about doing that for a really long time also, and we finally did it. We did it at this place on Long Island called the Warehouse, and we did an hour unplugged, uh, and it was so much fun. But we were able to do Creep and Sour Girl and Pretty Penny.
Yeah,
We've
Pretty
done,
Penny's another great one. Yep.
yeah, we've done Pretty Penny only like in 10 years, maybe only a handful of times. Um, and we wanted to bring it back, but we figured that unplugged show was like the best time to do it. And it was great. And some of it was pretty faithful to the way they did it on the unplugged set from their MTV Unplugged appearance.
Yep.
But that was right after Cord had come out, so they only did like 5 or 6 songs. So, but we did a full hour unplugged, and we're gonna do it again at some point. We're working on another unplugged show.
Well,
We did it.
we're doing basically one of the things I'm starting in November is we're going to start paying tribute to the MTV Unplugged series, and we have
Okay.
we have a band coming in doing Nirvana.
Okay.
Well, they're the headliner, and then opening up for them is a girl doing the Atlantis.
Oh, nice.
Unplugged.
Nice. That's
So
awesome.
and that's kind of what I want to do. I want to bring 2 bands together each time
Yeah.
kind of do the two, kind of give that unplugged feel.
I love that
of those
idea.
MTV days. So yeah, if you got another band that you can throw in there, we'll talk about, because it's something I really want to push, and we're doing it because it's been I think this year or last year might have been a 35th anniversary of the unplugged albums.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, pay a little tribute to it, but kind of use that because people get tired of seeing, they like a break once in a while from the hard hitting rock and roll, and they come out to see it. And if you offer them two good acts, they're going to like one of the two, and they're going to come watch both, and then they're going to go, oh shit, I really like these Unglued guys too, or I really like the other band too.
Yeah, we did that with an Alice in Chains tribute.
That would work. Yep.
We're really good friends with. There's a band called Love Hate Love. They just played there, I think, or they're playing there soon.
Yes,
they're
really playing next month. I think. Is it next week?
It's a couple of weeks from now.
It's coming up.
Them, and I think Almost Creed and maybe another band.
Yeah, Almost Creed's great. They've played here a few times with Joe. Joe's a great dude, man. I love him, man. He's a great dude.
They're really good friends of ours. Love Hate Love. Matt, the singer of that band, is one of my favorite Lane singers. We play with them a lot here on Long Island. We do a lot of shows with them because it's a great fit.
Well, talk to it, man. Let's we'll see how this show goes this weekend. I'm sure it's going to be good, but hey, man, talk to him. Maybe, like I said, I'm booking right now, and I want to carry on the MTV thing. I wanted to try and do.
I'm down. I'll talk to the guys.
I wanted to do one in the first half of the year next year and one in the second half of the year.
Okay.
Just basically an MTV Unplugged show with two different bands each time. So
yeah, I love it. I'm totally down. I'll talk to the guys.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, we're looking forward to this show, man. Because again, like I said,
it's gonna be fun.
There's a lot of bands out there doing again. We have a lot of grunge coming up because it seems to sell. And look, when you own a theater, you got to do what sells, because we're not like a dingbats. We're not a bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're a theater. We have a bar. We make money, but we're a bigger stage. We're bigger lights. We're bigger everything. So in order to pay for all that shit, you got to sell tickets.
Yeah.
So that's the idea is, and people are really into the grunge now again. And I see it's making a comeback like you wouldn't, dude. It's crazy.
It really is. It really is.
Joe Morrison saying he's going to send me a video, I guess, of that band or something. I'm reading one of the comments. So yeah, we get comments throughout the thing too. I try to read them when I can, but they kind of fly by, and then people get mad. They're like, "You don't even respond to me." I'm like, "Dude, we're in a conversation."
They're playing on my birthday show, the 22nd of November. So
who's that?
Is that Love Hate Love?
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's them, a Nirvana tribute, and then a Ultimate Chris Cornell Experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, the Nirvana tribute. That's Serve the Servants, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. We like those. We love those guys. Those also
haven't heard those guys yet. Haven't heard those guys yet either. Man.
Really good. You'll be happy with those guys. Really good band. Really good friends of ours as well. We've played a few shows with them. Yeah. Really good guys.
And again, man, we love the music. We all love this era of music.
Yeah.
So, and it's something that we really want to push a little bit more but I've been trying to find the right band. Like I said, we've gone through a couple of STP bands.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to find the right one, you know what I mean? Because
and
I'll be honest with you, it always comes down, the bands are usually tight, the bands are great, but it comes down to the front man every time.
Yeah.
And it's either too much or it's not even close to enough. And that's the problem. You gotta have that, you gotta ride that fence, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree 100%. Like I said, to me, it's like, I get it. You want to, wear the clothes and this and that, do the hat. And it's like, but Scott was really into that when he was in Velvet Revolver. You're doing STP. Yes. STP was a different band. It wasn't Velvet Revolver. I keep it, I of course I'm playing the part. So I got to dress the part, but I'm more concerned with, am I singing the songs, am I keeping it faithful to the record? If I didn't sound like Scott, or if I couldn't pull it off, I wouldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't expect you to do it. Exactly.
There's other bands that I love, but I would never, try to sing that stuff.
I think what you're saying is spot on, because I always felt like when I saw Scott with Velvet Revolver, it was like he was almost a whole different person.
Yeah.
I mean, like the whole persona almost changed. His antics on stage were different. He dressed different. He acted different. And I felt like it was almost like he knew this band had to be something different. It was a super group, you know.
It was a rock and roll band, and
Mhm.
STP was a rock and roll band. But
Yep.
STP was, they had something so unique, because of just the music that the DeLeo brothers wrote.
Oh yes. Yep.
They had their own style. You really couldn't compare them to anyone. And I remember the genre back in those days. It was called alternative. Like,
Yes.
who even uses that anymore? Alternative. It's
Nobody.
alternative. No, it's
Nobody.
rock, right? It's alternative.
Exactly.
I always, even when I was in high school, I thought there was a stupid name for it. I was like, just call it rock, man.
Mhm.
But they were alternative, and they had their own thing. So Scott, he was doing something that no one else was doing. And Velvet Revolver, you had the guy there. It was the guys from Guns N' Roses, man. Guns N' Roses
Yeah.
about as straight up rock and roll, hard rock as you could get. They were not alternative. They were not, there was nothing. They were amazing, but there wasn't any. They weren't doing anything that was so like, oh, that's weird. I've never seen. They weren't doing anything that nobody had done before. They were doing just really good
I
hard
felt like
rock.
that's what I felt like. I felt like Guns N' Roses with Scott Weiland and that band were doing what they wanted to always do, but were never allowed to do. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I felt like they became that rock band that like Axl Rose. I don't even know what the hell happened to Axl Rose at this point in time. That dude's just fucked up. I don't even know what's going on with his whole face, I don't know. That guy's just a fucking trip. But I remember I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and Guns N' Roses opened up for Motley Crue on the I don't remember the album. It was the Girls.
I think it was the Girls tour, yeah.
And nobody even knew who the hell Axl Rose was. Nobody cared. Yeah. And about a month later, the Welcome to the Jungle hit the radio, and they exploded.
Yeah.
But he just, like, as the years went on, I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about them. I think the Guns N' Roses remember that like EP they made? I think it was called Lies.
Yeah.
I think that was probably my favorite Guns N' Roses album.
Yeah.
Literally, it was. I mean, that was a good record, But I don't know, man. But Velvet Revolver, Guns N' Roses, all day long. I could take them all day long.
Scott was, at that point, he was the front man of just a straight up rock and roll band. They weren't like an alternative band. So yeah, the look became a little bit more punk rock. He went from being the alternative band front man to the, he was wearing more. He had the punk influence outfit for a straight up hard rock band, which is great. I love them both.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
I love them both. And, I love both of those records. They're very different records because Scott was involved in writing the second record. It was the first record was basically they handed him a CD of music and said, here, write vocals on top of it. Whereas the second record, he was actually involved. And so you can hear the difference in the songs. And it doesn't make any one better or worse than the other. It's just, but they're both so good.
True.
They're both so good. They're just such good albums.
I'm trying to think if there was another. I'm actually looking it up. There was another Guns N' Roses album I liked. We were just talking about him. I can't remember the other name of that other album they had. I don't remember. There was.
Was it the Spaghetti Incident with the covers on it?
That wasn't a bad album either. There wasn't. But
just
the
a bunch
problem
of covers.
Yeah, exactly. It was fun though. Yeah, Use Your Illusion was okay. The problem was they went so commercial with it. Remember, it was the Terminator movie and all that shit. Yeah. And it's
I feel like if they had chopped each one of those records in half, they could have had one amazing album.
And I agree with that. And I think that's the problem is they put out the two albums, it was 1 and 2, and it's like if they could have thrown a bunch of shit out, they could have made a great album. And to me, that was the end. That was the end of them. After that, I remember buying that. I don't know if you remember. It came in like a 4 CD thing, like a real thick fucking thing like this. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, half this music isn't even worth listening to,
Yeah.
But
it could have been so much better, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I like I said, I'm a big Velvet Revolver fan. If you guys want to try it out, you want to place, man, you know what? You bring a video camera too and get yourself some damn good footage of the show. Because we'll definitely give you that as well.
Yeah, I got to talk to the guys. And see if we can make
between it like Dirty Little Thing, Slither, Falling to Pieces, dude. There's so many Velvet Revolver songs I love.
So
and it's just like, dude, there's just nothing like, I don't know. There's something about that band. And I'll be honest, that's when I found a whole different. I had a whole different respect for Scott Weiland. And then, like I said, in losing him, it was tough. Somebody's just saying right now, Joe Morrison is saying that he saw Scott solo at the Trump Marina a few weeks before he passed away.
Yeah, he was on that Wildabouts tour.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
And that record was a great record too, but it didn't sound like Velvet Revolver. It didn't sound like STP. It sounded like a Bowie record. I don't know if you ever listened to that album. The what was it called? Blaster, with the Wildabouts, Scott Weiland on the Wildabouts. It was called Blaster, I think. And it sounds almost like a boat.
Is he breaking up on you, Steve, or is it just me?
Can you hear me? Am I breaking up?
Oh, something must be happening because I'm losing you both.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, yeah, something's going on. Who knows?
I can hear you guys.
No, I think it's us, Steve, because I see a thing circle on my on my end too.
Yeah, it's you both sound crazy for me. So I
Oh
don't know.
wow,
Yeah.
I hear all of you guys perfectly.
That's
I can still
insane.
hear everything.
That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, no, dude, when I tell you we have like the best internet you could possibly buy,
Yeah,
with friggin' fiber optic cables coming in and everything, and it doesn't matter anymore. It's just
I know.
it's that time of night. Everybody's getting on right now. It's 8 o'clock. So if they're not getting online, they're getting on to watch. Because that's the other thing too. Cable TV's disappeared, so everybody's online watching everything now too.
Yeah,
so.
everybo's streaming. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Which at some point they're going to have to figure it out. I'm waiting for Elon to figure it out.
Come on, dude.
He's got the guys, man. He's got all those fucking like brilliant, like 16 and 15-year-old kids in there with fucking brains.
Super geniuses, man. Come on, figure this out.
I feel like there's a room where he's just got a bunch of them like wired together somewhere, but he's not telling us about it. You know what I mean?
With like these things on their heads that are all
exactly. He just feeds a Monster and Hot Pockets, man, and they just keep going. It's all night long, man.
Bang energy drinks.
Bang! Oh god, that Bang energy drinks are the worst, man. That's like drinking sugar. Oh, those are horrible, man. They hurt. They hurt.
The one called Unicorn Piss or something like that.
Oh yeah, they got all weird names, man. I don't remember which one I had, but it literally made my teeth hurt. It was so sweet, man.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of energy drinks, but if I do, I just stick to Red Bull, man.
That's just
I know it. I'm comfortable with it.
Steve lives on Red Bull, man. Yeah, I don't
Red
do
Bull
any of them.
And espresso shots in a flask. That's my new.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
I like my I like my liver, so and my kidneys and everything. So I just gonna stick to. I drink a lot of this Hint water.
Okay,
that's it, man. I drink.
Hint is good.
Yeah. You know why? Because it's not over the top. There's no. It's just simple, and I could drink regular water, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It gives some flavor to life, right, man? But I don't drink any of that shit. I don't even drink alcohol. I don't drink alcohol at all.
Okay.
I'll drink like if we go out to dinner, I'll have a beer or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like something like that. But I don't,
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm not
a bar.
Huge drinker.
Yeah.
I'll have a whiskey after the gig, like a Jack and Coke or something. I'll have like one. If I'm in the mood, I'll have another one, but that's about it. I don't drink beer.
We carry a lot of the THC based drinks now too. If people really like those, so
I haven't had those. I haven't tried.
Oh, you got to try one when you come, man. We got a new one called Cycling Frog, and it's oh, dude, it's actually there you go, right there. Cycling Frog. All right. They have they're like a half. So
happy hour starts at 4:20.
Yeah, happy hour starts at 4:20. I didn't even see that on there. That's funny. But they do like half THC, half CBD. So it gives you a little bit of, but where the problem is a lot of the THC, they're just trying to pound you. And I had one and I was like, man, I was done, man. I was ready to climb trees and shit, like hunting for birds with my teeth and shit. I'm like, what the fuck's going on, man?
How did you break it all the way up there?
And I'm up there. I'm like, don't ask, motherfucker. Just throw me another one of them THC drinks. I gotta get down.
Keep it going.
But these ones with the 50-50, it's supposed to be a little bit better, and it's these guys have been in that hemp business for a very long time. So they're kind of the ones that supply everyone else.
Okay.
And they finally started coming out with their own stuff, and we're kind of carrying their full catalog of stuff now. So
Cool.
it's good to try. You got to try one, man. It's
I'll have one on there.
They have some 5 milligrams that it's not much at all, but they have the 50s, and the 50s to get you going. So
Okay.
They'll make you feel good.
After I sing.
I was gonna say, yeah, definitely hold it for after.
No, I don't.
It's an experience.
I don't drink or do anything before I have to sing because I gotta take care of this.
Yes.
If I drink before some guys are like, oh yeah, it loosens me up. Or I have friends that they'll have a beer or whiskey before they sing. I'm like, I can't do it, man. My high end just gone, just disappears.
Oh yeah, well it affects you. It affects your vocal cords. It affects you. It does. It's whiskey, man. It's gonna.
It drives me out.
Yep.
I mean, it dehydrates you in general, but like some guys swear by it. I'm like, I can't do it. Man. I don't know how you do it.
There's plenty that do. They got that beer up there the whole time.
Better men than I.
We've had Craig. I got to tell you, man. We have had bands that the guy got so drunk, and we're not into tracks. We try to bands that come in with tracks. We try to ditch them unless it's a band that has to have a track. Like a lot of progressive bands have sound effects and tracks that you gotta have. You just gotta have.
Right.
But we had a band in, man. The guy, I don't even know what world he was in. See, some of the shit he was saying on stage is one thing, but he kind of fell asleep standing there with his bass, but his bass kept playing.
Yeah, not an ideal situation.
No, I've never been that bad.
It was bad.
I have so every now and then I'll get asked to sing in a show. I used to do these things in the city in Manhattan. I would get asked. I'll do I'll guest on a song or two or whatever. And there, a lot of times I'm like, all right, I need to sing, Standing on Top of the World from Van Halen. I'm like, all right, I'm not doing it, and then I'm like, okay, and then later on in the set, I'm doing Running with the Devil. Oh, that's easy. I can have a couple drinks. And then I see video of myself later, and I'm like, oh, that was terrible. I'm like, I'm singing David Lee Roth. I don't need to be sober for that, And then I'm watching this video, and I'm like, oh, God. No, don't do that again. It's like, so I don't care. I don't care how easy it is to sing. No. So I don't do anything before.
I can definitely say, David Lee Roth. Well, the original David, not no more. The new David Lee Roth is another one that just needs to go away. Oh, good Lord.
That's a tough watch.
I don't know. All I can think about with that guy, man, it's just I don't know, man. It's hard to watch because I saw Van Halen back in the 80s. Yeah. I saw him in the late 80s. When they were coming, and then when Sammy Hagar came, I saw them. And it was just, I loved Eddie Van Halen. I just loved his guitar playing. I loved watching him play. But David Lee Roth has gone from this. He was always a self-absorbed, crazy man in the 80s. But he's still got this mindset to where it's still 1980 in his head.
Yeah.
But he doesn't understand it's not. And he doesn't understand what's coming out of here doesn't sound like it did back in 1980.
Yeah. I mean, some of those shows that he played with them, he was really not that far off.
I don't know if you've seen any of the new stuff.
I have.
So sad.
And I kind of, I don't like to slag on people, but so there's a lot of people that will still go see it, and I get it. They want to see David Lee Roth, and they want to see him do it again. And they'll all say, "Oh, he was amazing. He was amazing. He was amazing for a guy in his 70s and this and that." And then there's some people that will go, "Oh man, he sounded awful and this and that." I mean, but at the end of the day, he's doing what he.
At the end of the day, I'm going to tell you what he's doing.
Guitar player and the backup vocals.
He's trying to pay some bills because they ain't making no money selling records anymore. So he's like, "Look, man, I had to get rid of 2 mansions. I'm down to 1. How do I pay the bills? Oh, here, stick this cucumber wrapped in tinfoil in your pants. Put on these leather fucking pants."
And it's not even about it's not even about him and what he can sing. People just want to go and hear the songs, but it's really about his band. It's You know, he's got a great guitar player, and the guys can do the harmonies, and that's all that matters. And all he has to go is and go on stage and do the
it's
whole
sad though, man.
It's
but he doesn't do it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
He's not even doing that. His backup singers are.
Yeah,
It's sad. It's sad to me because I would rather remember him as he was when I saw him back in the day than the videos that are out there right now. I tell everybody that. I saw so many. I do that with a lot of bands though. It's like Peter Gabriel came to town, and the guys from the Genesis band are like, "Oh, dude," I'm like, "Dude, I don't want to see Peter Gabriel now. I remember Peter Gabriel when he was Peter Gabriel. It's like going to see what the hell's his name? See the other singer for Genesis, fucking Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
I mean, seeing Phil Collins, he's like in a wheelchair sitting on stage. I mean, it's like, dude, I remember Phil Collins. He was playing for my uncle's birthday party. I'm like, this is Phil Collins. I mean, I remember this guy back at JFK Stadium in Philadelphia. I mean, this isn't. I don't want to see that. I personally don't want to because that's all I can remember. You know what I mean? It's like is that downfall of the band.
And some of those guys, they've been doing it their whole lives. And, the question is, should they call it quits because they know it's time to call it quits, or should they keep doing it because that's all they know how to do?
If you can do
that's
it,
the question.
Yeah, but if you can do it, you keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The problem with a lot of them, honestly, it's just money. I mean, they got into a lifestyle that they thought they were going to be in for life, and the industry's changed.
Unfortunately, Scott, before he passed away, he had to stay on tour because his finances were just a mess. He was spending so much money on alimony and child support and rehab, and he had. I think I forgot what it was, but it was like something like he had like $2 million left to his name. $2 million is a lot to me and you, but to a guy like him who stole millions of records, that's like nothing. And that's going to be gone with a couple of payments. So he had to stay on tour, and so he's on tour with a bunch of guys that are yes men. And because he's their meal ticket, because he's the reason they're getting paid right now. So
that's right.
No one's going to say no to him. So, that's why we lost him, because nobody would say no to him. And, it's unfortunate. And the sad thing is a lot of people will say that they saw him, on that tour, and it wasn't good. And I didn't see him on that tour, but I saw some video of it. I know my drummer from my original band was at the show he played here in New York City at our Irving Plaza, and that was only a few days before he passed, and it was the same thing. He couldn't. The voice just was gone. It just wasn't there
but
anymore.
That's what you remember, and see, I don't want to remember that from the live albums. You know what I mean? Go out there, re-release something, do something. Make a something, do something with the band. It's like even. The only person I'll give credit to is Ozzy Osbourne. When he did that final Black Sabbath show, he knew. Ozzy knew this is it, man. I'm probably gonna die within like a week from now. I'm gonna give everybody and he gave you could see that, man, and that's when you felt for him. He wanted so bad to stand up, and he just couldn't. But he knew, but he gave you the performance. The band was around him, it was great. You know what I mean? He's probably the only one I could tell you I see that in him, and it's just
the last time I saw him was at the BB&T Pavilion a few years ago. I can't remember what tour it was. Who was opening for? I can't even remember who was opening for him, but I remember Zach was on that tour, and that was the last time I saw him. So it was maybe 6 years ago. Maybe 5 years ago.
I think last time I saw him was probably. Now I saw Ozzy a lot back in the day. It was probably one of the Oz Fests, and I don't remember which one it was, but that was probably the last time I saw him, and that was I'm talking 15 years ago, probably more at this point.
But when I saw him, you could hear, but he sang his heart out, man. He still sounded great. They have to start tuning, down a little bit. But he still sounded great.
I saw him, good. Dude. I was in the Army in Georgia, and I went to the Omni, and I saw him do it. Was the Ultimate Sin tour, and it had to be 1987, 88. and he came out in all white. And I'll never forget, because I had seen him prior. I saw Diary of the Madman. I saw all these tours. This is the first time I ever saw him with this huge stage, like with just lights and a band, not castles and all kinds of craziness.
Yeah.
He came out in a white robe, man, and the Omni was packed. I don't know what it holds. Got to hold 25, 30,000 people. But Ozzy put his arms out, and he just hushed the crowd. And, dude, you could have heard a pin drop. Everybody shut the fuck up. There wasn't even that one idiot that usually goes, Ozzy! Nobody talked. And
That's
then he turned his hands up, and he does like this. And it was I had met him years later on his I was in film and television for years, and I met him on his Osborne show. A friend of mine was producing it, and I was at his house, and I told him about that. He goes, back then, people used to listen to me. He goes, they don't listen to me anymore. He said they don't listen anymore. It's funny. He was a good dude though. But look, Craig, I want to thank you, dude, for coming on, man. I appreciate it. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for having me here.
We are looking forward. It's going to be a good show, man. I'm looking forward to it. Steve, you want to throw that card up? Yeah, there it is. It's Unglued. It's an STP tribute with opening band. Their special guest is Paradise City, which is a Guns N' Roses show coming on before them to open the show up. It's this Friday, October 10th. Tickets are $25.35. Remember, at the Landis, $25.35. You're all in. There's no additional taxes and fees. We're not doing that to people. It's $35.25. Everything's included. The show starts at 8. Doors open at 7, and we have an opening band. So that opening band will go on right at 8 o'clock. And Unglued to go on right after that. So I'm excited to meet you, Craig, and I think it's going to be a good show. I'm hoping you're that STP band, man, that never leaves, man.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Yes, we're looking forward to it.
I think you guys will be happy. But
we're looking
I'm excited,
forward to it, brother.
I'm excited.
Looking forward to it. And like I said, and maybe while you're here, we'll talk about an unplugged thing in the early year.
Yeah, definitely, we'll do it.
All right, sounds good, brother. Have a good night,
guys.
my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you. You too.
All right, brother. Safe travels getting here.
Thanks.
All right. Excellent, man. Again, Unglued STP tribute this Friday with special guest Paradise City, a tribute to Guns N' Roses. At both bands out of New York, man. It's going to be a great show. It's October 10th this Friday. Tickets $25.35. You can get them at thelandis.com, or you can, I guess, click the duck above Steve's head, man. And get your tickets with the duck up there. Up the duck, there he is. You can click that duck, and get your tickets there now. There's all kinds of ways to get tickets.
Just solid. We'll see.
Yeah.
See what happens.
See if that duck works, man.
Give something to get people to scan.
Yes. Look, Joe Morrison saw the Ultimate Sin tour. That was such a great tour. It really was a good tour.
Of course,
I forget what year was that,
every
man.
fucking tour under the sun, apparently.
What's that?
So if going off of his comments here, it looks like he's been at every tour under the sun.
Oh, dude, when does Joe Morrison not at a live show?
Roadie for Scott Weiland, dude.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to talk about this. You go back and look at all this shit. He sent like a million things.
Exactly. But look, man, if you guys want to get tickets for that show, or of course the M-80's show that's coming up on Saturday, which is going to be great, click the duck, man. I don't know why there's a duck there, but click it. I thought you said you could click the duck.
I mean, I don't know. I just know you can pull your
scan the duck,
click,
just do something with the duck, man, and get yourself some tickets. Or make it easy, thelandis.com. It's easy to get tickets. Just go to thelandis.com. You can get there through our Facebook page, our YouTube. There's links everywhere for it. Just do not Google the Landis, because what happens when you Google it, man, you get all these like fake things up front, and you'll get tickets. It'll be, I want to go see Unglued. Well, tickets are $100 a piece. Yeah, you're not getting tickets from the Landis. Our tickets are $25.35. There's $100. The rest of that money's going in some guy in India's pocket. So, what, babe? My dog's over here begging for something. She goes, Dad, the Yankees are playing.
Sheesh. But yes, and then we have our next week's band back here.
Nice.
In the wings.
Nice.
But before we get to that, I wanted to show a little something. Oh God!
Good girl.
What's with the duck? What's with the duck? Jeez,
Walt. The duck. I know nobody understands it, man.
I'm taking it away. There you go.
No.
Go to that website down at the bottom. Duck is too controversial.
I like the duck, man.
Oh Lord.
I know the Yankees game's on. She's like, the Yankees game's on, Dad. You gotta hang up.
I pulled that little that promo for our new addition to the upstairs. Wanted to give that a
yes, play. Yeah, real quick. We got it before we get on to the next band real quick. We do have to well, our sponsor, of course, feelcalm.com. We got to give them a little shout out with their commercial. And upstairs in our upstairs venue at the theater, we have a new addition. And Steve, you want to roll that real quick and then follow it up with our Calm commercial, and then we'll move on. I'm excited about, I'm an 80s boy, so I'm excited about this 80s band.
Here we go. There it is.
Nice. That is it, man. The tons of money's worth of pool tables, the best in the business too. The tournament tables, man. The absolute I guess they're pretty much the ones that they use, right, in Vegas and everything. The diamonds.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh yes.
Good.
Yeah, you see them around everywhere now. And Walt,
so
it's not my QR code. StreamYard makes it so you can bring it up and down, and that's the only way you can place a QR code there. So I'm hoping that in their new feature, because every time I send them an email, they seem to make a change. So I don't know. They must listen to me.
you got to email them and say, look, can you do me a favor? Can you yank the duck?
Just
And
take
then
the
they're gonna be
duck
like, wait a
out.
minute, what?
Why does it need their logo inside of a QR code? I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense.
Walt says he can still fix it. you know he probably can. That's what he does, man.
Yeah.
He back ends all this shit.
Yes. Break into the mainframe once again.
Yes, he will. But look, real quick, let's run our Calm commercial real quick. Remember, feelcalm.com for just run it and let them know what it is. It's a great product. Great product. We both use it, so.
Yes, here it is.
This episode is sponsored by Calm. If anxiety and meds have been running your life, there's finally another way. Calm is the first of its kind herbal supplement designed to help you feel calm, clear, and in control without the nasty side effects. With a 4.9-star rating and 10,000 anxiety battles won, Calm is made by a founder living with anxiety disorder, made for others still looking for a natural solution. Try it risk-free. Feel the calm or get your money back. Go to feelcalm.com and use code Landis for 25% off your first order.
That's right. Use
Feelcalm.com.
code the Landis, 25% off. It's great. We got, like I said, we got it here. I got my little hat on. It's a great herbal remedy. It's fantastic. It helps relieve stress. It's really good. It's good. And James, who came up with it, is a great guy. We've had him on the show. We'll have him back, of course, at some point.
Yes.
But that's awesome. Thank you. And again, the tables upstairs, we have leagues starting soon. We'll have tournaments, midweek tournaments, weekend tournaments. It's going to be nice.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun.
13th and the 15th, I want to say.
Yes. And we're working on reopening. What is it?
Next Wednesday and Saturday, I believe.
Next Wednesday and Saturday we have tournaments. Okay, perfect. And then we are working on the downstairs too, reopening the bar down there. Casey Ray's will be back in order, and we're working on a food guy for down there. So we have somebody doing food, and we'll run the bar and everything like we used to, and we'll get that back up and running soon too. So we're working on that as well. A lot of stuff going on, man.
By the way, for the tournament.
What's that?
The 15th and the 18th.
15th and 18th. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to post that. We'll post that, and we'll put it on the Landis website as well, or on the Landis Facebook page. Perfect. All right, man. Well, look, I'm excited for this next group, man, because again, being that 80s child, being around 80s music, growing up with my uncle in the 80s bands, it's the 80s was kind of my thing, man. And, I was lucky enough, with my uncle to go to a lot of 80s concerts, get a lot of I've seen so many of these bands, backstage from, Pat Benatar to Blondie and Deborah Harry, Flock of Seagulls backstage, Loverboy, you name it, man. I've met these people and seen them throughout the, that time, and saw a lot of drugs going back and forth. But yeah, the 80s were a different time, man. It was like so many bands had 1-2 hits, and that was about it. That's what you got out of them. So when you have a band that's doing, that 80s music, which we haven't really had a band doing the 80s hits per se. We've had bands doing like 80s hair metal, or something like that, but not these, not the 80s, pop hits, that MTV really kind of brought you. And there was so many of them. I mean, a band like this guy, you said, they could probably play for 3 days and play, 3-night show and play different music every night and still play the hits for you. So,
Oh yes.
yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I'm excited. You got a little promo?
Yeah, I do. I do. Indeed.
Let's play it on, brother.
Play that and then bring them in on the other side. Here we go.
Bring it on. Nice. Wow, look, we got the whole band.
What's up, boys?
That's awesome, man. We got the whole bunch of you there. That's awesome. Hopefully this connection stays. Our New York connection's out right now. Like I said, I think everybody and their mother is online watching the Yankees now losing already to the Blue Jays. So it's like everybody gets online at 8:00 for some reason. It's insanity. But welcome to the Absolute Vodka Live at the Landis podcast. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Going on?
Thank you.
Excellent. Now we usually do a lot of we have a lot of we just had an 80s what would you say? What they call it, Steve? It was like an 80s something, back to the 80s or something, when we had Tommy Two-Tone and all those guys here.
Oh yes, the Totally 80s tour.
That's what it was. The Totally 80s tour. We had Tommy Two-Tone. We had Big Country. Some of the and again there are a lot of bands that well and of course we had Bow Wow Wow. It was a good show. But you had like a Tommy Two-Tone who you knew one song and you had to get through all the songs he sang to hear that one song. Where you guys had the ability to play that one song from every one of these bands and a bunch more, which is really cool.
That's right.
Now, how long you guys been together?
No, you take it. She asked how long we've been together. I haven't been here that long.
We got together, I think it was the end of 2018. And then we were just getting rolling with our learning, a mega amount of songs.
About to go out and play.
When COVID hit, and then we kind of got put out, had to stop for a little while. But we've been back with a vengeance since, with a few personnel changes. And but we've been very solid for a couple of years. And we're really looking forward to coming.
Well, that's awesome, because we're more of a venue. We don't do a lot of the party bands per se, which is usually what an 80s hit band is. But I figured, why not? Let's give it a shot, because again, you can do like a 90s one, you can do but 80s is different, man. 80s just had the hits. You know what I mean? Yeah. You had MTV that gave it to you. Everybody was glued to that forever. The radio was just packed with just the same. Like we talked about a little while ago. We said, you did I Loverboy. You literally just did a Loverboy song in the intro. I mean, there was just so much music, and I was lucky enough. My uncle was in the business, and I got to meet. Back in the day, I got to see a lot of these bands. He played, either open for them, or we just went in because he knew them or whatever. But it was an era of one-hit wonders, if you want to say it that way. There were so many bands that just had one song, two songs, maybe three songs. And that was it. I mean, you didn't get a lot of bands that had more than a couple hits. And I noticed, like I had over here, I had written down, like, of course you got Madonna, there's just so many bands. I can't even sit here and name them all. But I got to ask you, so how do you figure out what you're going to play? I mean, it's got to be tough.
It's tough.
I think what we try to do is take the most iconic songs we can think of. I always try to say anthemic tunes, songs that everybody knows the words to and sing along to. We try not to get too cute with the set list. We don't do any B-sides or anything like that. It's just all the big stuff.
Yeah, and I'd say you hit the nail on the head. The great thing about this is you have the biggest band and have their biggest hit. You can do like Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer, Van Halen, Jump, Aha, Take On Me, because that's their only hit. It's like a billion hits.
Yeah.
But that's what we do. We basically look at the biggest hits that are the most challenging, Billy, and that we like, right? Because these songs are catchy, they're great. Like SingStar, Guitar Hero, like it's funny. We have like 30, 20-year-olds that come to our shows because they know all the words. It's great.
No, that makes sense. And you just hit that on the head too, because when I think when somebody says 80s music to me, I think Tommy Two Tone, Kim Wilde, a band, again, you don't think about because Van Halen was more of a rock band, but they also had their 80s hits. Yep. And the same with Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi was an arena band. He was more of a hair metal band, but he still had, some of that. There were 80s hits. So when you're doing the 80s, you can do a little bit of anything, not necessarily just the pop hits. So
right.
Well, and there's rock and there's new wave, and like we try to hit every genre.
Yeah, and I never thought of that because, like I said, when I think about it, I think Loverboy, I think 80s. I always think of more of the one-hit wonders, Aha, all those bands, than I do, like a Van Halen, because you got like a guy that could do a Van Halen tribute and put on one hell of a show, and everybody knows every single song they sang.
Sure,
but there's so many bands from the 80s that had that one big hit. Like I happen to be, and I was lucky enough to see him in concert a couple times back in the. I used to love Devo.
Yeah,
and Devo had one huge hit with "Whip It," and everybody and their mother knows that song. But they had a couple other smaller hits. But see, I love all their music, So to me, it would be easy. But a lot of people be like, I don't even know half that music. Why would I listen to it? But they all know "Whip It."
Actually, one of the biggest problems we have is getting tunes in the set. We do about 40 or so that we have in our bag, but most shows we're doing like 30, and it's always like, well, what 10 do we leave out? Because they're all so just awesome, and fun. When you don't do it, somebody says, why did you do that one?
Yeah, well, you could definitely do that, and that was that age of like I remember in the 80s, like we would go to like the movies or whatever, and you go to pizza places, they still had jukeboxes, and you always had that. Nobody ever played the second side to most of those records ever. It was always the Jesse's Girl, stuff like that. Everybody that you had those hits.
Yeah.
And did you know our set list?
I know.
Dude, well, if your set list is the 80s, man, it's got to all be on there. I mean, because
you named all of them.
So far you're like batting 1,000, man. Yankees game.
Speaking of that, but you got to remember the 80s too. And Steve and I have talked about this a lot because we have a lot of bands that play here. We have over 100 shows a year, and a lot of the bands that were your classic rock bands that were coming even through this, they came up through the 60s and 70s, and they hit the 80s. Disco kind of screwed most of them up. Kiss tried to do a disco album. You had a couple bands that tried, but the disco album, it just kind of stayed classic rock. But when you got to the 80s, they all tried to do that. You had the Rolling Stones. They did, the Tattoo You album. You had Aerosmith did, I forget what that one album they did. It was just absolute trash. But David Bowie came in and did, a great album. All of a sudden, all these rock guys were coming in and they were doing their 80s album. And they took a little bit of that new sound because all of a sudden you had synthesizers. You had all this stuff that we didn't have before. And they started putting that into their music. And I think that's what we were talking about that, Steve, with Roger Waters. Roger Waters did that Radio Chaos album. And he just went all synth on it. And it was too much. It kind of ruined the whole vibe of who he was as a performer. But that's what made the 80s so cool was you not only have all the one-hit wonders, but you have all those bands that were trying to make their 80s debuts. Because David Bowie, I mean, I forget that tour. What was that big album he had? But I forget. I remember going to see that tour twice in Philly. But it was just like
Dance. Yeah,
probably.
The Let's Dance album. That was the tour. It was the Let's Dance tour. Yeah. But that whole album is hits from the 80s. And that was Bowie. Here's Ziggy Stardust guy now in a full suit on stage, all 80s out. The pins. I remember I bought a pin pack because, you had the leather jacket with all your pins on it.
Oh, yeah.
And all the Bowie pins were all like those 80s triangles and stuff, in pink and blue. But it's like he went from being, again, Ziggy Stardust, this crazy, almost transvestite kind of character. And now he's all of a sudden this 80s, guy playing a guitar. It's like,
polished guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you have that. So you have that rock and roll era that kind of came into the 80s. You got all the 80s hits. Like, you got so much you can choose from. It's almost ridiculous when you think about it.
It is endless.
It is. Although some of those big artists, like we all love, like we love Elton John, but
We don't know what to
we
do.
don't love Elton John
The
80s
80s,
in
yeah.
our music, and same with Billy Joel, I guess. But
Well, they had their hits like Billy Joel, like no 80s Joel. We only play, Uptown Girl.
80s Joel.
Yeah. I mean, you have Joel was another one. He literally, that's why they make fun of it in Step Brothers. Strictly 80s. There were 80s Joel was so much different. When I grew up with Billy Joel, man, I love Billy Joel. You had you had Piano Man and the scenes from Italian Restaurant. You had, and then all of a sudden he went from that to Uptown Girl, and you're like, whoa, what happened? What happened to Billy Joel?
Yeah, technically,
Well,
Glass
yeah,
Houses
Houses
was
but
1980.
that was his overture from
Yeah.
to the 70s.
Exactly, and that was kind of the end of it. Yeah, and then it was all. And then again, who was that he married? Was it Cheryl Teagues or something like that? Who was that he married?
Christy Brinkley.
Christy Brinkley. That's who it was. Yeah, I knew it was a supermodel somewhere.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
caliber.
Yeah, that could change. That could change a man right there. So it's
Yeah, get you thinking.
definitely. But he's a good example of that guy that went from being like this like 70s icon of rock, and I mean it's Billy Joel, but the newer stuff, it's a total different Billy Joel.
Yep.
It's even go back to Van Halen, once Eddie and those guys dumped David, and it became a whole different band.
Yeah.
So, and it became more of an 80s band. It had more of that 80s sound. So,
Absolutely.
Yep.
I'm thinking
it's nice, like the Police. They had their 70s
Yep.
sound, but we
Yep.
do a Police tune, and I like their 80s stuff too.
yeah. Well, what was that album that came out? It was like a white album with like red and yellow on the front of it.
Synchronicity, yeah.
Yes, exactly. That was that was their album. That was their 80s album. You have to forgive me. I have a thing from the military called TBI. It's called traumatic brain injury, where I forget a lot. I can remember, I can see it visually, but my brain doesn't like to remember. So I blame that on the government. So
I got some of that too, pal.
No, that's
Hoo-ah.
Yeah, different cause.
Well, actually, Walt just said, "I'm still standing." That was a good Elton John. That's a good Elton John 80s tune.
We're never gonna do that.
Yeah.
I like the conviction. I like that.
Yes. Need debates.
basically.
But he did. I mean, Elton John was one. I mean, if you go listen to like the Captain Fantastic album, and then you listen to like the Lion King soundtrack, that's a whole different Elton John, man.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
Yep.
Mike has the distinction of always suggesting a song that the rest of us never want to do. It's like uncanny how good he is at that.
Yes.
Like every single time he suggests a song, we're
We
like,
all just look at each other and say,
no.
we're never doing that.
Well, yeah, but there's got to be. You got to get. All right, give me this. Each one of you. What's your favorite song to do, and what's a song you'll never do from the 80s? From the 80s.
Favorite song to do, man.
Favorite from the 80s or favorite from the set list?
From the 80s, because you're M-80's. You got to stick with the 80s.
So look, for me, I would say it's funny because we play a Pat Benatar song, and it's funny I can't remember the name right now.
Promises in the Dark.
Promises in the Dark, and I will tell you, I love playing that song. Like he's such a great drummer, and it's just friggin' like the time changes, the like half times that the fills are crazy, the accents. That one is my favorite one to play drum wise, like that we do. It's just such a heavy, thunderous song, and a song that I'll never do. Mike, what are you suggesting this week?
Yeah.
Safety. That one,
Poor Mike.
I'm anxious to do.
No.
Which was a suggestion, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go. Let's go through everybody. And while you're at it, you know what? Hey, real quick, while you're at it, introduce yourself, because the other thing that a lot of our watchers and listeners, they don't know who you are, because some people listen. It's a visual and an audio podcast. So just let us know who you are.
From the voice, they
How
should
is
have.
that
So my
possible?
name is Rick Elliott. I'm the drummer from the M-80's. Actually, I was the guy that founded it in the diner with one of my guys that was in an 80s band with me back in high school. So it was
nice.
There's a little 80s connection there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Allie?
Oh, me. I'm Allison. I sing. interesting.
Plays cowbell.
Oh, I play cowbell. I play
She does.
Cowbell.
cowbell.
Always more cowbell.
Parallels. Just,
Sure.
you know. And I also, Pat Benatar was my favorite artist in the 80s. I still love her. So I love singing Promises in the Dark. It's such a dramatic tune too. I love singing it. And these guys kill it.
What's a song you would never want to sing?
That Wang Chung song. He's always
What?
Buddy Wang.
Everybody Wang Chung tonight? That was a huge hit.
I know it's a hit. I just don't like it.
Yeah, but that's one of those songs that people just love. That's a dance song.
know.
People love that song.
Thank you.
I don't like those campy 80s songs. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but well, you can't say that because you're a campy 80s band.
No,
80s
sorry.
music is campy.
I'm talking about the real campy ones, like that one.
Oh, Wang Chung tonight. That was a big hit.
I
man.
know.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
like it.
huge.
You're
Yeah.
entitled to like it. I
No, I'm not saying I like it, but if you're going to go to the 80s, a lot of people did like it because it played.
Well, you can
It played.
like it.
It played literally on the air probably 50 times a day back in the day. So they played it for a reason. Is the way. There's a lot of music. A lot of music I don't like, and I own a venue. I could care less about a lot of it, but I know people like it, so we book the bands and we bring them in.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Yep.
Awesome.
Go next.
You, Jim.
All right, I'm Jimmy. I'm the guitar player and co-lead singer with Allison. And my favorite songs in the set or to play is probably "Jump." Hugely influenced by Eddie Van Halen.
One of the greatest.
And I love playing that solo, and it's just so awesome. I love doing it. When I was a little kid, I used to dream about being on a stage and playing that song. So to be able to do it now, and when we finish it, I do the back end of Eruption after it. And, he was probably the biggest influence on me, him and Randy Rhoads, I would say. So I love being able to play that song. It's so much fun. I sing part of it too with Allison. It's great.
And Eddie's one of those people, man. It's like he's an icon to so many people.
He's the greatest.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no debate in that for me.
And whether it was it was the early Van Halen or later Van Halen, Eddie was always Eddie, and he was still giving you Eddie Van Halen.
I never got caught up in that argument because for me it was always just about Eddie.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't care who's singing. They're just great.
We were talking about that.
Do is "The Heat Is On" by Glenn Frey.
Another Mike suggestion.
Yeah, that's
Another again. I have to say though, another big hit, man. It was another big hit back then. It was a movie theme.
He went from Hotel California to.
Yeah, but I'll tell you which one. You know which one made him more money?
I know.
Sell as soon as you sell a movie to a soundtrack, you might as well bank that money real quick. Sometimes you got to sell out. You got to make some money, man.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
It's the truth. Let's go. So right behind you,
Mikey. Mike. I play.
the man with taste in music. Where's he at?
It's nice to talk to people who have sense. I'm Mike. I play guitar and backup vocals. And if we are playing Billy Idol, I might jump behind the drum set for a song. The favorite song that we've done, we're not currently doing, is to play Shaka Khan, "Fool for You." That's so fun.
Yes.
I think we do everything pretty well, but that one.
Hey, get that part back, all right.
I was going to say, there's really nothing I wouldn't play.
That's pretty obvious. That's obvious.
That was demonstrated.
There's just they're naming all the songs that I think we should do. Another one that they'll say no to that I think we should do is "Girls Just Want to Have Fun."
Yeah.
Well, that's
hard to say.
That's an Allison, impersonator thing. That's a toughie.
I have to give him that. That is a tough one. That's a tough one.
Cyndi Lauper, she's not easy to cook.
No.
Yeah. No, Cyndi was one of a kind. She was definitely one of a kind.
Yep.
And the thing about Cyndi is if you knew her, I knew her very well actually. And and when that voice, that is not her voice in any way, shape, or form. Now, after the years have gone on, she's kind of adopted it, and it's become. But when I was a kid, that was not her voice.
Oh wow!
I remember her very well. I could tell you stories of Cyndi, but Steve knows we've talked about him before. And My uncle dated her. So
Oh
it was,
wow, that's cool.
yeah,
Holy-
it was.
Wow.
Yeah, she's still, you know, but she's changed over the years. I mean, Cindy went from she's not even close to the same person she was in the 80s.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, but that squeaky voice thing kind of became part of her shtick, you know.
Yeah.
So it kind of and I guess I would just imagine after doing it for years, it kind of just becomes, you know, I'm originally from New York. I went in the military. I ended up in Georgia. And people in Georgia thought I was some fucking crazy guy that was going to kill everybody because of my accent. And I come back to Jersey, and I'm in Jersey, and everybody's like, well, "You sound like you're from the South." I'm like, "Dude, I was there for 10 years, but you don't realize it, but you're picking up a little bit of that, a little bit of that Southern thing." And I think that's what Cindy did, and she became that voice. But she is tough to sing because, again, she's not singing naturally, if that makes sense. All right, in the middle with the cowboy hat. Tell me you're going to sing some Garth Brooks.
What's up, y'all? Yeah, I'm Rob Mendola. I play the bass, and I'm one of the more recent members to the band. I've been watching the M-80's kind of from a distance, and I kind of got drawn in on their wake. I mean, COVID, definitely kind of slowed some things down for them, but all of a sudden the ship started to set sail again, and the opportunity came along, and I climbed on board, and it's we tried to right the ship in some ways, and it's been a great run. And let me see, as far as a song, sorry, Mike, I'm not a big fan of Safety Dance. I did like that video. The video was a little bizarre,
Probably, I will say though, that was probably the biggest one hit wonder back in the day. That stupid song. I think it's the dumbest song in the world, but it's catchy and everybody freaking loved that song, man. My son sings that song. I'm like, Jesus Christmas, kid. There's so many great 80s songs. But again,
when that song started playing, you would lose your minds. You'd be so excited.
Oh, exactly. It was huge. It was like again. It was like the Wang Chung song. People loved it. You heard it in the club and people would go crazy.
Well, the majority's been wrong on occasion.
What these guys don't realize is I don't miss. Yeah. They can fight it, but I'm right.
We do one tune that he recommended.
That's not true.
Wait a minute. You're gonna tell me you don't do Safety Dance?
No,
we don't do safety.
Oh, you got to put Safety Dance in. That was one of the biggest 80s hits.
We'll take that under
You call your you
What's
can't.
the song you do love, bro?
You got to.
Somebody's watching me. I don't know.
That's such a huge. That's like radio killed or video killed the radio star. It's probably it's like one of those 80s songs. It's just iconic to the. If you got 80s in your name, unfortunately, Safety Dance is just one. I mean, I personally don't like it, but it was just so overplayed. You know what I mean? But it was a big hit. It really was a huge hit.
You know what the great thing is? Because we have a list. There's like what you said. We could go 3 nights in a row with all.
No, you could.
And we could go 12 nights in a row if we hit like Safety Dance. So listen, we agree. Like some of these songs are so major, right? Like Take On Me, like with the billion hits. And we like it, and that's the beauty of what we do. Like, there's so many songs that we could really replicate well musically. Like, our music's really good in terms of replicating the album. Like, I just say album. And the reality is, like, there's so many to choose from that we don't necessarily have to play Safety Dance if we don't want to.
Right.
But we take it under advisement.
That's right.
No, and it's true. But when I tell you, if you play that song, you watch the crowd reaction. It totally changes because. The difference in that song, you got to remember, that's one of those songs. And again, being a high schooler in the 80s, that's one of those songs that there was a dance to.
Yeah.
And if there was a song that, no matter how stupid that dance was, it's like the Macarena. That's
we're flirting with the Macarena now, as you say.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? But it's one of those things where everybody loves it because it was a stupid dance to it, and they all know how dumb, and they all know it because it was so easy to do. Now, I can't even do the whole thing. I get stuck halfway. It's like I can't do it.
Mike's gonna write you guys and request a copy of this podcast. It's the only time anybody's ever agreed.
Well, look, you know what? Somebody in the comments just mentioned Rock Me Amadeus. Rock Me Amadeus is another big one.
What did they say, Rick?
Rock Me Amadeus. Remember that one?
Oh,
I think we should do.
Yeah.
Falco.
Yes.
Falco.
Yeah. That was a great tune, man.
Awesome.
Yep, that's a great tune. So who's our last gentleman over there that looks like he belongs in a grunge band?
Are you going to say yes, Chris Squire?
What
What are
song
you
do you
going
like
to
to
say?
play?
Well, I
What
will
would you
say
like to play?
one of my faves is I like playing any Queen music. I'm a huge fan of John Deacon's bass playing and like that incredibly like, even though they came out of like the classic rock style, they moved into the 80s. I was a big fan of Dee Murray as well from Elton John's original lineup, and unfortunately he passed away. But I mean, I've listened to everybody out there, but it is been surprisingly challenging learning a bunch of this 80s bass work, and I'm really having a great time with it.
But what's the song?
Well, you got one of the most classic.
What's the either one of the Queen songs? They're both a blast to pay.
Well, when you come to Queen, that album, The Game, was their big 80s album.
Yeah.
And you talk about bass, another one bites the dust. I mean, as soon as anybody hears that, they know exactly where they're at. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and again, I remember that tour. I was lucky enough to see that show too in Philadelphia at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Yeah, that was a great show.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great album too. The Game was actually a really good album when you think about it. But then he did like what was the one he did with Bowie, Under Pressure? You had a Queen really was Queen and Bowie together made that jump into the 80s and really stuck it.
Talk about a song that plays well with the audience. That song, man, that song
goes over big when we play that.
Kills.
What's that? Under Pressure?
Under Pressure. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was another. That was just a huge hit, man. It was a huge hit. And you got to remember, now you're talking about people that loved the classic rock. They loved David Bowie. They loved Queen. And when they came together, it was like, it's again, I always say it. It's like, a Reese's peanut butter cup. You're mixing the two. It's like what was the one they did with Bowie? Wasn't it Bowie did one with Mick Jagger too? I think.
That wasn't nearly as good.
Yeah. Dancing in the Streets.
Dancing in the Streets. Yeah, but it's another one that was a big hit. It was another big hit.
Yeah.
Under Pressure, you're right. It does. Everybody knows that one. So, all right, our last guy back there. We almost got to you, brother.
Not least.
Certainly not least.
I'm Eddie. I'm the keyboard player.
Nice.
Man, there's so many to choose from. Some of my favorites are "Let's Go" by the Cars. Great synth riff. Bow, bow, bow. Anything by the Police, I love to play. One song I wouldn't want to play is probably "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Oh, I agree.
I'm a huge, I love Billy Joel, and I think that's like his worst song, and it's one of his biggest.
Oh,
hits.
look, man, I'm with you because I'm a big Billy Joel fan, but 80s Joel to me just sucks. I hate 80s Joel.
I don't know what
can't
happened.
stand it. Yeah, I don't like it at all. But you got being keyboardist though. I mean, when you talk about 80s, I mean, you got bands like Duran Duran and stuff. I mean, that were iconic keyboard players, man.
Yep.
Like there was some like that. That's another band, Hungry Like the Wolf, and there were so many songs that came out of Duran Duran. I remember seeing them in concert a couple times back in the day. But you have so much to choose from. I don't even understand how you do it. It's tough. It's tough.
And then the production on these songs and like the studio magic they did, it's really cool to try to get that in like a live setting,
Yeah, especially for keyboards. Because remember, one of the things that happened in the 80s is you had the Rick Wakemans and all that of the 70s, really giving you, iconic keyboard sounds. But then, then the 80s came and all these synthesizers and all these crazy synth sounds and all these guitars and technology started. You got to remember, if you've ever had a chance to watch, I don't remember that there's a couple really good documentaries about the 80s on TV. And I was shocked to see how much stuff from the personal computer to the telephone, the mobile phone, all the shit that just came in the 80s. Yep. Like all of a sudden, for some reason in the 80s, everything just happened. Yeah. They were ideas in the 70s, but in the 80s they happened. And now they've become staples of our lives. Like, I remember my dad having one of those phones, in the bag, and now all of a sudden, it's like, you don't go anywhere without one in your pocket.
Yep.
It's and then think about your PCs and everything. It's the 80s was a time, man. It was definitely a different time. And it was an iconic time for a lot of reasons, and not just the music. I mean, a lot of the technology that we're using today came out of the 80s. It's insane. Seatbelts.
Those are
literally.
Oh my god!
Especially if you were a kid.
Yes. Yeah, man. I tell everybody, dude, when we were kids, they used to. We were in New York, and we would go through the Bronx and stuff. In the back of my uncle's, my uncle and my grandfather had a scrap business, and we would scrap all over the city, and they would throw the kids in the back of the pickup truck with all the scrap. And our job was to stop on the side of the road, grab those 2 bicycles in the trash, throw them in the back, and we're gonna keep. And we hung on, man. Now you go to jail for that kind of stuff, you know. But the times have changed. And seatbelts, they laughed at seatbelts back then. Dude, I had a Dodge Charger. I had a '72 Charger, and it was I don't know if you remember them, but they had the big, seat. And I used to put Armor All on the back seats real good, and like get 4 or 5 of my friends in the back and slam on the brakes, and there weren't a seatbelt. Their ass would slide under the seats. It was great. We didn't know what seatbelts were. We had no idea. But it's great, man. I'm glad you guys are doing this, and I'm excited because these are the kind of shows we really don't do a lot of. And I think I want to really give people a chance to see some of these type of bands and see if we can make it work with you guys. Because what would you say, Steve? I guess like the Amish Outlaws are probably like they're like a party band that we bring in.
Sure.
But
they're around here.
They're Amish.
They play our area a lot.
Yeah, we play some of the places they play.
Yes.
It's the same.
Yeah. Oh, they're great, dude. They pack the house. The second the tickets go on sale, we sell out. And it's not even, and they're doing the same thing you're doing. It's just the fact that they're Amish. You know what I mean? And we've interviewed them a few times, and we talked to them. And they've been coming here for what, 4 or 5. This would be, I think, their 5th time playing here now in January. But they and they really are. They're literally all Amish guys that came out of the Amish world. A couple of them are most of them are no longer Amish. I think one is, but he practices the religion, but he's not. They won't allow him back, in anymore. I guess
that's why they're the outlaws.
That's right.
Yes, they're definitely out. But they're just playing. They're playing. Everything from Snoop Dogg to '80s stuff.
They're awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, but it's that shtick that they have, and that's what I liked about you guys. I liked your logo, and you have that shtick that it kind of screams to me more like that MTV '80s.
Yeah, you nailed that one. That really were a tribute to the MTV generation. Just like you come off the bus and friggin' turn on channel 36, the last channel on that friggin' 3x12 36. I just watch it, just leave it, right? It was a soundtrack, like we were latchkey kids, right? No parents, just kids would come over. He was on the whole time.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, I like I said, I remember it coming on. I remember we still had that controller. Remember, it used to be connected to the TV, and it used to pop up. Used to push a button down, and there's a little wheel where you could watch like the
1, 2, or 3.
What was that? That soft.
That on top. You went to 1, 2, or 3.
Exactly. Yep.
36.
Yep.
MTV was
you still have it, don't you?
I still use it.
It's still in use today.
If you push 2 buttons together, you could see some other.
Yeah, you could.
Oh, dude, we would push 3 or 4 buttons together, man, to get that soft core stuff in there.
Get that scrambled channel going.
Dude, the things the things we would do to see a boobie. Nowadays, and nowadays you just got the internet. You just type it in, booby, and there you go. All right, we're good. As I said, the kids have no idea. Exactly.
It's good to be young.
It's the truth. We used to have the whole 2 or 3 buttons down, sit there with that little wheel and go back and forth. And then all our friends would say, stop, don't move. You got it. You got it.
And if you remember too, it would only unscramble when everybody's clothes were on.
And it was like,
they knew what you were doing.
It's the truth. I mean, it was like HBO back then. I remember that movie Hair came out, and it was like one scene, and it's like we had to watch that movie like 50 times. We're like, holy crap, did you see that? And we're like, whoa, what happened? Now it's like
a good one too.
But kids nowadays are numb to it, though. You know what I mean? That's why I think the world's changed that way in a bad way, because like to us that was like, oh my God, did you see that? Now it's like, no, it's like they grow up numb to it, Yeah, it's kind of scary. Yeah,
it is a little bit.
It's sad. So thank you guys for keeping the 80s alive, though. I got to thank you for that.
That's right.
Excellent. That's right. Well, look, guys, it was good having you on. We're looking forward to the show. Steve, you want to throw the card up real quick? It is the 80s The M-80's, which is great because that was, of course, the old firecracker back in the day. I almost lost a finger to one of those suckers.
The
80's,
M-80's, the
Explosives.
blockbusters.
look at that. Even the picture looks great. The 80's Rock Experience. It's this Saturday, October 11th. Tickets $25.35. Remember, at the Landis, everything's included in that price. We don't stick you with extra fees and taxes. It's already in your ticket. $25.35. Show starts at 8. Doors open at 7. And it's going to be a night, 2 great sets of 80's music. I can't wait, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna push it hard.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, we're gonna push it real hard. Like especially this week, and try and see if my hopes are. I don't know Saturday if our Phillies don't make it. It doesn't look like the Yankees are gonna make it. I don't know. Toronto's just kicking their ass again. So, but and
the way it's going. It's not a good year for New York. Not a good year.
We have to finish rehearsal now, and Jimmy's going to be out of it. You just put it through his heart.
But the look, man, I don't know what Toronto's drinking up there in Canada, but for some reason they're putting a lot of points on the board. I don't even understand it.
There's something illegal.
They're stealing signs. They're stealing signs.
Yeah. Well, hey, they stole signs on the Phillies the other night.
I know.
Yep. But hey, you know what? That's baseball. So we got little midgets up right now for Toronto. So, but I wanted the Yankees to win tonight, take it to another game, but we'll see what happens. But for us, our hopes are the Phillies don't make it. Would they play Saturday, Steve?
Yes.
They would? All right, because I don't think they're going to make it past tomorrow, to be honest, the way they're playing. And now they pissed the crowd off, so I don't know if that's going to help them anyway. You don't want to piss Philly fans off.
Right.
They talked a lot of shit about Philly fans today, some of the players, and that's not a good thing to do.
Nope.
So
you guys are in a Philly area, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're literally we're like 30 minutes from Philadelphia.
Yeah,
so.
I shouldn't wear my Giant stuff or my Yankee stuff, I guess.
You can wear your Yankees because that's American League. Nobody cares. But Giants, you can wear your Giant stuff because after we kick your ass Thursday night, it'll just be comical.
Every team I like sucks. It's killing me.
Well, we got this running back. You might know his name. What's his name, Steve? Saquon something. What's his name?
Saquon Barkley.
Oh, that's not nice.
You might remember that name.
That's not nice.
You mean that guy that led the NFL in yards last year?
That guy.
That one. Yeah.
Look, guys, again, thank you so much for coming on. We look forward to the show Saturday. Let's hope we don't get any Phillies action in town because that screws up everything.
We're super excited.
Yeah.
We're so excited to play, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, look, have safe travels getting here, and we will see you guys Saturday.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Good night, guys. Let's go Yankees, too. Come on, let's go Yankees. Let's get this one. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm a Yankees fan over there for the AL. All right, that's the 80s, M-80's, the 80's Rock Experience this Saturday, October 11th. Tickets $25.35. You are all in on that price. Show starts at 8, doors open at 7. Remember, thelandis.com, or you can click that little QR code there or click the duck, and whatever you want to do there. The duck, there he is. Click the duck or scan the duck. I don't know what to do with that duck.
Scan the duck. What the duck, dude? Want to buy a duck?
Yeah.
A what?
Yeah.
Everybody my age just got pissed off. I'll tell you what.
Why?
That I don't know what it was, but that was like a thing that like you would just randomly text somebody, "Hey, you want to buy a duck?" And they would go, "What? A duck?" And I say, "Does it quack?" Of course it quacks. You
That
just
was like-
continue it down. It was like when texting first became a thing. I don't know why.
Yeah, but wasn't that a what like the Marx Brothers or somebody did that back in the day? That was a routine.
Yeah,
It was like
yeah,
almost
it
like
just, like,
who's on
continued
first.
down- yes, and it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
continue, but you would just text like somebody random. You get their phone number and you would just text them like, "Hey, you want to buy a duck?"
I always think Caddyshack, Rodney Dangerfield. Somebody step on a duck.
Yes, yes, there is the duck, Walt.
That was
But-
awesome, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, they haven't linked to the site. I don't know. There's not another way to put up a different logo other than our Live at the Landis podcast.
No, we should get. Hey, Walt, you have the link. It's the link from last time. Come on, real quick before we end. I want to hear about this album. Walt
You
knows about this
You
album.
keep ruining my 2-hour time limit on the AI shit.
Damn you! What's your 2-hour time limit on AI? What's that mean?
On StreamYard, if you want to like clip streams, the whole stream has to be under 2 hours, and we have not.
What?
We've done more than 2 hours in the past like 6 weeks now.
Really?
Yeah, it's a 2-hour time limit for some reason.
That's weird.
Are you ducking kidding me?
Are you ducking kidding me?
It's the
We got way
greatest
too many.
thing that Apple ever did. They found a way to just piss everybody off unanimously with autocorrect correcting the what the duck. No one's ever going to say that. No one
Yeah.
has ever wanted to say that
Oh,
ever in
dude,
their entire lives. You know,
I'm the worst because this thing where you can talk to your phone, it's like kind of talk text, it to me just makes it so much simpler. But the problem is it doesn't understand a fucking word I say, or it changes it, and then I just hit post like on X or something, and I'm like, oh, I didn't say that, and then people are making fun of you. You can't even spell monkey. I'm like, I didn't mean to say monkey, idiot. It's just what. Oh, there's Walt. Bring that sucker. Yo, buddy.
Who?
What's going on, buddy?
I'm getting rid of the duck right now.
How do we get rid of the duck, man? Steve said it. Steve said it's part of their thing, though.
Yeah, but don't just. You guys are able to post whatever you want. So
yeah,
instead of posting that duck, I'll send you one with the Landis logo in the middle of it, and you can just plop that up on your screen. And,
yeah, it was like it's a new little thing. I can click it, you know what I mean, and bring it in.
Yeah,
But then to do that other lower third, I got to figure out how to do it.
I'm funky about shit like that.
Yeah,
now if you're watching,
whole graphics and everything.
But if you're watching on your phone, Steve, can you touch it and click it?
I haven't tried. I don't know.
I wonder if you can do that.
Somebody just told us that before that you're able to click it. I don't know. Hey, let me bring it up. Here, let's see. If we go here and then we go to the.
Oh yeah, if you can click it and it's a link like that, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think that's probably what it is.
I guess they're trying to get sales out of having the duck on there. I don't know.
Well, like I said, I'll send them an email, and then in 2 weeks it'll be like a new feature. Oh, you can change the logo in the duck. They did one where they changed it so you could no longer reorder your clips on this.
Really?
You understand the problem in that.
Yeah,
I mean, not having it in order is
right. It's lame.
Yeah. It's terrible. I mean, it's not like we do all that much, but not having it in the order that I want to play and just right down the line, I can find it. It was terrible. So I sent them a very strongly worded email, and then the very next week they were like, "Yeah, wait, you can drag and drop again. Look at this."
It was Steve. Steve said it. Get it done.
You're welcome.
Dude, you need a Robert Hazard tribute band. You know, I've thought about this in the car driving around before. If I could get the right collection of people together, I mean, he only had like the one EP, man. We could throw that together.
No. He had 3 albums out.
Oh, did he really? I only have the EP. He's got 2 other ones.
Yeah. He did a couple albums for RCA. He had the one hit, Change Reaction. That was on it.
I just wanted.
That was on his second album. Yeah.
These are great out. What? Oh, was Change Reaction on the second? Then I do have 2 of his.
Yeah.
Because I have the one with him standing on the front cover that with Escalator Life on it.
Yeah, that first record was actually just a white album. They couldn't afford to print.
Yeah, just him. I have that. It's somewhere in this, my pile of stuff, and it had. That's the one with "I Just Want to Stand Around with You," or "I Just Want to Hang Around with You."
Yep.
Which is a great tune, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It is, dude. It was fun music. Every time I go to a record store, the first thing I do is go look for any of his records. And even like I probably have like 6 of every one of his records, because if I find it, I'll buy it. I won't let it sit in a record store. And then if somebody doesn't have it, I'll give it to them. I'll be like, well, here, enjoy. Because
that video, that video that's out on that really crappy video, I might add, that's out on YouTube of him at the Chestnut Cabaret. I was at that show.
Yep. I know the video. Yeah, I've seen it. I've watched it. Yep.
That was a great show. I used to see stuff at the Chestnut all the time, man.
I tell everybody, if you want to hear the worst rendition of "Girls Just Want to Have Fun," go on and look that up. His original recording of it. It was horrible.
Yeah, but people don't realize. I mean, but everything else was great, man. Escalator Life.
Yeah.
And he did. I just want to hang around with you and change.
Yeah, that was a great. Well, I remember he also did. He actually had a hit with "Blowing in the Wind."
Blowing in the Wind. Yeah.
That actually charted for him.
I bought a Kawhi K1R. I bought a Kawhi K1R rack mount because it had a sound on it that sounded like Escalator Life, and that's why I bought it. I wanted to do the because I'm a idiot keyboard guy, you know. So, speaking of which, I bought something specifically for the Landis. I'll probably use it from now on, but we discussed next September. We want to come back next September.
Yes. Yep.
we're going to call the tour this year a collection of great dance songs after the collection.
That was a good album. Yeah, that was a good.
I mean, we're not going to do the album. We're just going to call it that because there's no album anniversary album this year.
I like the cover of that with the two people. I always love the cover. Yeah,
so did I. So that's why we're going to do it, so I can use the image. But for the Landis, we're going to do Echoes first. So,
nice.
And then we'll do 2 full sets of it.
Nice.
So I love my Kurzweil, and it has a really nice Hammond sound in it, but it's not a Hammond. So I bought a Hammond organ. So
no.
Nice.
Oh, we have a Leslie.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it'll plug right. I bought a Hammond XK4. It'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
And it actually has a Leslie output to plug the Leslie cab into. It's got 21 pin.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to use
it's incredible sounding. I mean,
you should come pick up this Leslie speaker and get it working and make sure, you know what I mean? Because it probably needs to be cleaned and stuff. Get it working. And the best part,
I had it working and I was playing Pink Floyd on it, but through a guitar.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. See, you know what's funny? I'll tell you about that. And Ryan, I think he's watching right now. Ryan and I had an entire discussion about the rotary sound that Dave Gilmour used because he didn't use a Leslie.
Yes.
He used the Yamaha with like all the horns across the top, the rotary horns. So Ryan has a pedal that simulates as close as possible that Yamaha thing, because to buy the Yamaha cabinet is insanity. First of all, you don't want to lug it around anywhere, but it had the bass rotating bin in the bottom, but rather than the horns spinning in this direction, it had, was it 4 or 6 horns across the top that spun in this direction?
Yeah, they were the ones that were in that. If you watch that Pompeii video,
right?
They're on the top of those.
On the top of the WEMs.
Yep.
I mean, if it was up to me, I'd get a bunch of WEM cabinets to do that. But
hell yeah, that would sound amazing, wouldn't it?
You know how much it costs? You can't get a WEM anything to save your life. First, it's all Brit stuff anyway. But
yeah,
I've for years I've tried to buy anything. I have a WEM T-shirt, and every now and then I'll walk around with it, and somebody will go, WEM. I'm like, Watkins electronic music, man. I said, I'm surprised. Do you know what that is?
Well, I have a Wham one every once in a while. I walk around and go, hey, Wham.
But yeah, it's going to be cool. I'm looking for. I'm going to start messing with it next week because I might bring it to Dark Side of the Rainbow.
Nice.
If I can get it integrated in my rig properly, we have a kind of a rule that like 60 days out of a show we don't integrate any new gear unless something broke and we have to, because it just gets too confusing and I don't want to.
Well, we got the cards came in for the
did they come in? Good.
So the people, and we're going to start advertising that as well, that if you come on Saturday in a costume. Now I got to ask, because this is something I've been asked already, because there is a comic book convention in town. Mm-hmm. Does it have to be a costume for Wizard of Oz? Because they have other costumes. So my thought is, look,
what do you want to do? It's up to you. I don't care.
I don't know. It's up to you at the end, because
not matter to me. I mean, I just thought what started us even thinking about that was Mandy last year. And a matter of fact, I'm going to start posting that of her last time we were doing this. She dressed up like Dorothy, and I've got a couple of pictures of her like standing outside and all that. Well,
you should send those to me. Maybe we can use those to advertise. Coming costume.
While we were talking, I was downloading them. There's one of her out front where it says Dark Side of the Rainbow on the marquee.
Oh, nice.
She's standing there, and it's underneath of it. It says, "It looks like I don't think we're in Kansas anymore." So I'll grab that and send it over to you. I got one of her like in the hallway, and then there's one when Casey Graves was open. We had made up cards for that, and she had a card that said Dark Side of the Rainbow on she was holding. So.
Nice. Well, Casey Ray's open again. We're working on that. So.
Did vouchers come out okay? They look all right.
Yeah, they look great.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a nice print. That place does good print work, and it's fairly inexpensive. So,
well, that's what you need. You need inexpensive. But look, man, because we brought you on late, and my idea was this. You made this Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. Now wait a minute. So because this is what I got to know. So Fleetwood Mac. That was kind of their intro album, was the Buckingham Nicks album.
So here's what happened. So the background on this, like I said, I mean, they go in depth on this on the Sound City documentary. Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks got signed by, I forget who it was, Polydor or RCA, and did Buckingham Nicks, and then got thrown off their label.
Okay.
But they recorded at Sound City because a couple of the guys, Keith Olsen and I can't remember the other guy, recorded Buckingham Nicks there. It was one of the very first things they recorded on. If you've seen the documentary, it's all about the Neve console that they have there.
Mhm.
And it was the very first thing that was ever recorded on that Neve console. Okay. So there was a general store in the area where Sound City was. And Mick Fleetwood was hanging out in this general store, and Olsen was in there at the same time. He said, "Oh, Mick Fleetwood, what are you doing here?" He said, "I'm looking for a studio to record in." He said, "I got just the place for you." So he took him to Sound City, but the only thing they had that would have made any sense was Buckingham Nicks. So and Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham were pretty much living at the studio. They didn't have anywhere to live, and she was like cleaning, Olsen's house. She was like a maid at Olsen's house. And
you imagine Stevie Nicks running around your house in a maid's costume?
Jesus.
And Lindsey Buckingham
back from the 80s.
Yeah, but Lindsey Buckingham was in Studio A or Studio B, and he heard his song being played at Studio B, and he walked in. And he said, "There's this big giant 6-foot guy. He's tapping his foot," and he said, "I didn't know who he was, so I just met him in passing and walked off." Well, Bob Close was in the band at the time, I think, in Fleetwood Mac before Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks, and he quit. And he called and said, "Hey," he called the studio and said, "Hey, that music I heard that you played for me while I was at the studio, who is that guy? Can we get him in the band? I'd like to talk to him." And he said, "Well, there's a problem with that." He goes, "You have to take his girlfriend too. He won't do it without his girlfriend."
Yeah, that was a horrible deal.
Yeah. What was funny is they were. I mean, if you ever listen to old Fleetwood Mac stuff, it doesn't sound anything like Buckingham when Buckingham and Nicks came in. Mm-hmm. And when Close left and these guys came in, they were like, "Well, this doesn't sound anything like our stuff." And he's like, "Yeah, but it just sounds a lot more like what the bank wants to hear." He goes, "You're going to make a lot of money on this stuff." And they recorded their first album there at Sound City with Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham, and it was a smash. I mean, they did Rhiannon and all that on there, and it was a totally different thing. And honestly, in my opinion, that's what Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks is what made Fleetwood Mac. I mean, the Fleetwood Mac we know. I like the old Fleetwood Mac, but the stuff that we all think of,
I don't think I own a Fleetwood Mac album that doesn't have it's and that was early 70s. I don't think anything that doesn't have them on it.
Yeah, I have one. I have the one with the penguin on it. That's I forget what it's called.
I know the album, but I don't have that album. Yeah.
But that's the only one that I can think of that was worth anything. I mean, they had a couple of albums prior to that didn't really do anything, but they blew up as soon as Stevie Nicks and Lindsey
Fleetwood Mac is another one of those groups from that era that put out one of the best live albums of all time. I mean, that Fleetwood Mac live album is phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
When he does the Talk to God, that song.
You've seen them live before, I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah. Well, a while ago. I haven't seen them now. Yeah.
The last time I saw them was the last time that Lindsey Buckingham was with them. And
probably last time I saw him was probably 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, me too. I think I saw him at the Spectrum 20 years ago. They were playing.
Yeah, that might have been the last time I saw him.
A reunion or something. And I ended up with tickets. Oh, you know what? Los Lobos opened for them. Now that I think about it, because I don't remember
who opened.
I was totally enamored with not Los Lobos. I wasn't enamored with Los themselves, but it was Los Lobos.
I think I saw that show, but I don't think we made it for the opener because we were running a little late. And I was in one of those boxes, so it didn't matter.
Yeah,
it was like a company box.
Yeah. Now Los Lobos, they didn't have anything notable. I was more interested in their gear because they had a deal with Rivera, and Rivera had a thing called the Bonehead with a low slow bottom cab. Was called.
Okay.
There's a 412 cab with a bass bin below it, and then the Rivera Bonehead, and that was like the Los Lobos signature amp. So I was totally enamored with this thing because the bass cab and the bass bin was just so booming. I just I'm a gearhead, man. I just I guess that's the idea then that Mick Fleetwood came in,
said, "Hey, man, they sounded really good. Can I get them on?"
Yeah.
And then did they record that first Fleetwood Mac record there?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
And what album was that?
Rumors,
Fleetwood
right?
Mac.
I think it was Rumors, wasn't it?
Was it?
Or no, it was Fleetwood. I think it was
Fleetwood
Fleetwood Mac. It was
Yeah, it had to
Fleetwood
be Fleetwood Mac because
It was Fleetwood
Rumors came
Mac.
out in like '77.
Yeah, no, it was Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Fleetwood Mac.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the one with,
awesome.
the one with the window with the two of them standing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fleetwood
Yep.
Mac.
Yep. Okay.
But yeah,
All
that
right,
was done-
I have that album. Yeah, I think
Sounds
that's the first album. I have girls. Relax. They know it's dinner time. It's past 9, so they're losing their mind over here. So I'm gonna feed you in a second.
You
girlfriend. I
gotta,
love it.
dude, you got to rewatch that Sound City.
I will. I know I watched it. I literally know I watched it, but I got to watch it again now.
It's got. I mean, you want to talk about a place that just recorded everybody we love recorded at Sound City. It's amazing what came out of that studio. And you know, it's funny if you listen to, because again, I'm a gearhead and I'm like a perfectionist. If you listen to like the Fleetwood Mac that was recorded there, and then listen to Rumors, the first Fleetwood Mac album sounds 10 million times better. The production quality.
Oh, I bet.
Totally
Yeah,
different,
that was. There
you
was
know.
a lot of studios back in the day that were like that. What was the big one down in down south?
Oh, that was.
No, they made a documentary about that one too.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it now.
Yeah.
I have the documentary too. I can't remember.
Yeah.
The name.
Yeah.
But there was
Is that Blackbird?
there was 3 or 4.
No, what was it?
The studio was another
Oh,
one.
not the Muscle Shoals one.
Oh no, yeah,
Muscle Shoals was a great one. That's a good. That's another great documentary to watch.
Yeah, the Muscle Shoals one. That's the one you're talking. Right.
Mhm.
It was that Sound City, and Rush was doing stuff at the studio, and then a lot of people started doing stuff there because Rush did stuff at the studio, and it sounded phenomenal. Which is gone now. It burned down.
Speaking of Rush,
Dude, you know,
validating the shit out of Ray, adding more people to their band.
Yes.
Getty's saying, "Oh, I need a keyboard player now. I want to go play next to my buddy."
Yeah.
You know what? Look, I think it's cool that they're doing it. I think I was very, and everybody's going to slag me for this, I know, because they love it, and I love Rush. Make no mistake about it. I was very enamored with the fact that they hung it up when they at their peak and said, "Hey, you know, Neil doesn't want to do it anymore, and we're not going to do it without Neil. We gave it 40 years and blah blah blah." And I thought that was great because I'm like, oh, finally a band that is going to say we're done, and they're done. Like and went out like on a really high note. And now they're going to come back and do this thing, and they got this girl drummer, and they're going to bring a keyboard player, and it's cool, fine, whatever.
I'm interested in it. Let's say that I'm interested to see what it is, but I'm not excited by it. So
well, wait till, I mean, they're already talking, dude. I was reading some articles today. They're already talking about it depends on what their health is like, whether they're going to be able to complete the tour. So if they're in this kind of condition, like, you know, Alex supposedly has really bad arthritis. If they're in this condition, do we want to, you just talked about this a few minutes ago. Do you want to see that? I mean, I saw them at R40. They were fabulous on the R40 tour.
Yeah, that's the last time I saw them.
That's
the last time I saw them.
Me too.
Yep.
I mean, well, that was it. I mean, that was the end of their the end of their career, and it was phenomenal. They went out on a high note. It was great. I hope that they don't come out and do sloppy, weird stuff. I mean, people will put up with it, like you said. They'll be like, "Oh, I don't care as long as."
They were on.
Steve, you know.
What was that? They played at Red Rocks for the South Park thing, and that was fun to watch.
It was decent. Yeah, I mean, I think if they've got to go out on tour, though,
I agree.
That's different than a one-off. You know,
I agree.
I mean, Led Zeppelin did the one-off thing the right way. They did Celebration Day, and it was incredible. It was that is the best live performance that Led Zeppelin ever did, and it was
I agree.
You know, but you know, Robert Plant knew better. He said, "Look, I can't go out and do this." He goes, "This is it. I mean, I can't do this every night," and he's right. You know, and you know, more power to him. I hope they do great. God bless Rush, because I love those guys. They gave me 40 years of music. I saw them every single year when they came. You know, one of my favorite bands, Adam from Farewell to Kings, and I talk about it all the time. We talk about Rush. They're coming here soon, right? They're coming to you.
Yeah, I think they're back in January.
Power Windows. Are they doing? Is that
I don't know what they're doing.
They're doing something else.
Oh no, they're doing something special for me. I forgot.
Oh, what are they doing?
2112.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He told me they're going to do that. Well, I'll be there to see that.
Just drop it as a hint. There.
Well, we're 19 minutes over.
I was going to say, good thing is we're in the 20th hour.
Well, look, Yeah, well, we're gonna hang it up, brother. But look, when you come on that week for your show, man, that is it. That is all you, the whole show. So I want to like really talk about Pink Floyd because one of the things I kind of went back on. I went through. I was trying to find one of my. I was actually trying to find, believe it or not, the Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking album. I was going through my records, and they're so fucked up. I couldn't find the record, so I pulled them all out. Steve will tell you, I spread them all out. They're all over the place in my office, and I put them all in alphabetical order. And now I got an app on my phone that I can scan each one, so I know exactly what record I have. They're in alphabetical order.
Dude, Discogs.
Yep.
That's the app you want.
I got one called Vinyl.
Dude, this Discogs app is phenomenal and it's free. And it's
Well, this one's free too. It's called Vinyl Snap, but what it also does, it knows what version of the album you have. So it tells you the price.
Right.
Because there's like a couple I scan, and then one's like $98. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like it goes, oh, you have a first release. I'm like, oh, I didn't even fucking know that.
I had to do the same thing because I have like 4 copies of some things because I'll go to a record store and go, this is a great album and buy it. And I've got 3 here and don't remember that I bought them already. Like,
that's why I got the app.
I have gone for the one by Yes like 3 times. You know, I mean, I'm like, you know, and I buy it and I'm like, or Steely Dan albums. I'll buy Steely Dan albums and I have like 3 Asia copies here. I'm like, shit, I already bought Asia. So I did the same thing. I finally scanned.
Well, I started going through and I don't know. I just started throwing the while I'm like redoing the records. I've been throwing a lot of Pink Floyd on, and I've been listening to like some of the early Floyd, some of the Barrett stuff, and then I started. I put The Wall on again, and I don't know, since you guys did The Wall, I found this new appreciation for it that I never really had before. And I have a couple other records. Like I have a bootleg of The Wall from 1980 that was recorded. It was recorded, I think, in LA when they played LA.
Yeah.
And it's a record. I have that. And then I also have, which I forgot I had bought. I have the Roger Waters. It's like 4 records of him. It's all it's the rehearsals for those.
Yeah, I don't have that. I have his vinyl of the performance they did.
Well, this is the rehearsals for it. So you can listen to them like rehearsing the show.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But it's like 2 different records and 4 records altogether, 2 albums. I found that too. But I was looking for the pros and cons because I remembered, I want to talk. Well, we're going to save all that. We're going to get out of here. But I want to save that because I really want to talk about some of the, influences and the changes in Pink Floyd over the years and really kind of delve into, a lot of Pink Floyd.
We're just about ready for one more practice and we'll have this at 100% in sync. It's
perfect.
It's about 80-90% in sync right now. We have us and them has like a 2-second drift. We're fixing that right now. So, by next rehearsal next week, we'll be just like we were last time. It will sync. All the stuff will sync up exactly the way it's supposed to.
The dog's literally pulling me.
Yeah, dude, you better feed them, man.
She's got a hold of my shirt.
They're gonna eat one way or another. It's gonna be.
I'll give you a buzz, Ray, man. We gotta talk.
Yeah, they are fed at 9:00 every night, and they know. And they're literally like, she just had a hold of my shirt. She was pulling me like, dude, come
on. Hey, man.
I gotta tell you before we go up. I'm sitting here with a bottle of water. And she keeps nosing the bottle. I said, dude, you knock over my water, I'm going to be pissed. And then she knocks it over. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding. And she starts to drink it. I'm like, and then she goes over and literally picks her bowl up with her teeth and slams it down like she was asking me for water. She's like nosing my bottle going, yo, dude, I want some of this in that bowl. I was watching the Phillies game or the Eagles game, and I was totally not paying attention to her. You hear them? They're going nuts. So, all right. Thank you so much, Walt, for coming on. We appreciate you.
I'm always happy to talk to you guys, man.
We love you. We love you, brother.
Love you too, bro.
All right, Steve.
See you guys.
We will say we'll do it just with Walt on. We'll say good night to everyone. Thank you again for tuning in to the Absolute Vodka Live to Landis podcast. Also, thank you to Michael Kelly Guitar Company. We forgot to talk about Michael Kelly, theguitars.com. We appreciate them as well. Thank you, Steve. Thanks for hanging out. I had to know the Lindsey Buckingham thing. It was.
Yeah, you should give it a look. I mean, I was listening to it, and I'm going to. You can definitely tell, like he said, that the sound of them. They went from a blues rock band basically to Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna listen to it. It was 100% the 2 of them that did it. So,
All right. Well, thank you, brother. I'm going to watch the rest of this. Yankees. Toronto's up 6-2. Don't look like a good one for the Yankees. They're going to be out of it after tonight. But
no, the Blue Jays, man, out of nowhere.
I don't know where they came from, man. I still
Out of
don't
nowhere.
get it. But I have no idea. But
hey, maybe they've got a manager that knows where to hit guys and pinch run them and shit like that. So who knows?
Exactly.
And hey, we're not playing at home for the next 2 days, so maybe Nick Castellanos will fucking do something.
Yeah, well,
he
I
doesn't
don't
have
know.
these terrible fans behind him.
Well, let me tell you, if he walked out right now, they would boo the shit out of him.
What did you see Bryce's comment that he made? Basically being like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but if you don't like it, this isn't the place for you because this is what motivates me,
Yep, not Philly, man.
He's like, dude, I boo myself when I'm playing bad.
Don't talk bad about Philly fans. They don't like it. I'm coming. I'm coming.
I got
all
a
right.
little more back for Bryce. So go feed
night,
the dogs
my friend.
before they feed themselves you. So
all right, exactly. Take care, everyone. Have a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.